Hello, everyone, and welcome to ReelTok episode 51. We got two special guests today. We have Alex Colemann making his return after a long 2-week hiatus. And, of course, we have Mr. Matt Ramos in the middle. Supes, welcome to the show. High energy. When he joined the call, we weren't even recording. He came in with one of the most high-energy entrances to a meeting I've ever seen in my life. Just bringing the energy because it's 8 a.m. Pacific Coast time where Supes and I are at. So he's bright and early with the energy just overflowing. Today we got a good episode. Today we got talking about Blue Beetle, obviously the latest in the DCEU / kind of DCU because it sounds like he's going to carry on to James Gunn's DC universe. We're going to be talking about the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka, go over some brief movie news, and then we're going to do a draft of the best superhero movies of all time, followed right up with a draft of the worst superhero movies of all time. So it should be a fun episode. Man. But let's start off with our guests. So obviously, Alex, we've already seen you before. We already know who you are. But Supes, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
What's up, guys? I'm doing amazing. This is a long time coming. I'm finally excited to be on ReelTok, probably the best movie podcast on TikTok right now. So
the glazing is crazy.
He's throwing that out for anyone.
No, I swear. Because one thing I love about you guys is I love, the wide range of opinions you guys all bring to the table, from Seth to Cam to Tyler to George, and then Alex. Alex brings in his little sauce, always advocating for Dark of the Moon. I'm a Dark of the Moon fan, so
goodness.
I'm a fan of that as well.
He gets it. He fully gets it. I can't have another Dark of the Moon fan in this pod. I just can't survive it again.
Supes actually, or Matt actually, DM'd me on Twitter a while ago. He's like, "Dude, you're a Dark of the Moon fan too?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, we're a dying breed. This is amazing."
My brother.
Oh, man.
We're bonded by blood now, so that's how it works.
And Matt, you're also, so I know you're in LA now, but are you from Florida also? Because I know Alex is also in Florida right now. You both have kind of a Florida connection.
Dude, yeah, I'm from Miami, born and raised in Miami. My dad's side is from Cuba, my mom's side is from Nicaragua, and born and raised in Miami. I love Miami, but I moved out here to LA 2 years ago, and I've been kicking it ever since.
How do you like LA compared to Miami in terms of just living?
I mean, if I could, I guess, work in the entertainment industry and still be in Miami, I definitely would do that because I love Miami, the weather, the culture, the people, the food, the music, all of it. I love my Miami.
So, but if you could just take LA, pick it up and move it to Miami, you'd much prefer that, the business opportunities, I guess, in Miami.
For sure. Yeah. But the opportunities and just the things you experience here in LA, you can't experience anywhere else, just because LA is that's where Hollywood is. You know what I'm saying? There's always something happening. I'm 5 minutes away from Warner Brothers and Disney right down the street. So yeah, I love LA, but nothing is ever gonna beat home for me.
You would think there'd be some movie premieres in LA, there are in New York, or sorry, not in LA, obviously. Miami, yeah. There are some in New York and such, and some in, I think, every once in a while in Chicago. You would think Miami would get something. Good weather, like you said.
That's massive city too. Massive.
Yeah,
city.
Exactly.
And
alrighty,
Alex, you're not from Florida, right? You're just there for college.
No, I'm all over. So I'm initially from Louisville, Kentucky, right? I moved to Connecticut.
Interesting. This is lore I did not know about.
This is crazy. I have crazy lore. Moved to Connecticut when I was 10. Spent most of my high school life there, and then I moved to Jersey after when I went to college. And now I'm in college, so I'm in Florida. I'm in Orlando. But I've never been to Miami, so there's that. I'm throwing that out there. So I definitely have to eventually go see a Heat game or something.
Not to dox you and where you go to college. I hope this is all right. How close is UCF to Disney World?
30 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's not bad at all.
Honestly, I didn't. So close.
Honestly, I didn't know there was shit in Orlando outside of Disney World. So let's get to learn.
Downtown's all right.
Okay. All I know about Orlando is the Florida Project. So that's all I got. Good movie.
Never seen that, actually.
Great movie.
Dude, screw the Heat. You got to go to Inter Miami game, even though that might be the most expensive ticket in town in Miami right now.
Yeah.
But
you got the biggest star in the world there now.
Yeah, I will mention. So obviously George right now, he's on a flight from Greece. So I don't know how long that flight is. Probably 12 hours or something. So he's on the long haul. He's coming back. He's bringing it home. His fiance now. So shout out to him. Congrats to George for getting engaged.
Yeah.
And then Seth is obviously here with us, but he's having some webcam issues. So Seth is here. He will be contributing, but you're just,
I'm here.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
People I'll edit some picture in of you. It might be the nun picture of you, but I'm going to edit some picture in your little webcam slot for this episode. But yeah, let's jump into it. Let's talk about Blue Beetle. So Blue Beetle came out last weekend at this point, but we're talking about it kind of a week later. It's the latest in the DCEU, but also James Gunn's made it pretty clear that Blue Beetle and Jamie Reyes will be translating into the DC universe. So the kind of synopsis, obviously Supes is rocking the hat and the shirt. Recent college grad Jamie Reyes returns home full of aspirations.
Whoa. Bro's not saying Jaime?
They say both in the movie.
No. It's Jaime. They make the joke about someone saying Jamie. Jaime. Come on.
Recent college grad Jaime Reyes returns home full of aspirations for his future, only to find that home is not quite as he left it. As he searches to find his purpose in the world, fate intervenes when Jaime unexpectedly finds himself in possession of an ancient relic of alien biotech, the Scarab. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right into it. Let's kick it off. Obviously with Supes here, he's head to toe in Blue Beetle merch. Let's hear what were your thoughts on Blue Beetle,
dude. This was my most anticipated film of the year for multiple reasons. You know, I've had the privilege of just being friends with a lot of people that worked on this movie, having it be like the first Latino ensemble cast to lead a superhero film on this level. Originally, this was going straight to streaming. Then they bumped it up and gave it a little bit more budget for a theatrical release. And after finally getting the chance to watch the movie, this past weekend, it for me delivered on everything. It's not a film that necessarily reinvents the superhero film within its structure and with what it's trying to do, but everything else is what gives it that extra sauce. It gives it an energy that is missing in a lot of superhero movies nowadays. From the family element. What separates Jaime Reyes from a ton of other superheroes is that he has his family backing him every step of the way. When Jaime gets captured, his family, even though they're just regular people, is who's going to show up for her boy Jaime. So for me, the family element is what really sold this film. What really shocked me is that this film it went dark in some moments. It went darker than I thought it was going to. I don't know if are we talking spoilers or just keeping it light?
So how we normally do it is we go quickly, like just around the call, give our overall thoughts, and then we're going to say like, all right, spoilers start now, and we'll get a little deeper into the movie then.
All right, bet. So yeah, overall, I loved it. It had all of the heart in the world. Xolo Maridueña is a superstar. I'm ready to see him in a ton of other projects. All of the cast brought their A game, the family element. The practical suit and the action was fantastic. I also liked how it felt connected to a bigger DC universe. As of right now, we know this film is like loosely connected to James Gunn's DCU, and there were a couple of little things here and there that made it feel like it was a part of a bigger world, and I'm curious to see what that bigger world looks like. So I loved Blue Beetle. What did you guys think?
Alex, let's kick it over to you.
I hate to be that guy because I am half Latino, but listen, hear me out. I didn't have a problem with it. I just thought it was very familiar to something I've already seen. But the thing is, like you said before, with the whole Latino stuff, added that extra pizzazz to make it a lot better. Xolo Maridueña, if you've seen Cobra Kai, future star. The whole cast, Bruna, all of them did amazing. I had no problem with that. I think my main issues, because Supes laid all the positives out, I'm going to do a little bit of negatives because I'm going to be that guy. The family aspect was really strong, but I felt like it kind of detracted from Jaime's character. Like we didn't get as much as from him as we did the whole family. I think it kind of took away from him a little bit. As far as there was a little bit of tonal issues, I felt like a little, with regards to certain scenes, like for example, the suit up scene apparently was very Cronenberg inspired. You could definitely tell I liked that little touch of it was a bit darker, but they were playing upbeat music in the background. So it kind of made it kind of weird. The villains very, the best villain was the I forget his name, but yes, he had a great backstory, I felt, but they wasted it in a last minute montage, which kind of really set me back because he had a whole interesting dynamic. He was taken from his family, from imperialism, and forced to be this weapon. And I was like, that's a great villain that we should have had be the forefront instead of Susan Sarandon's evil businesswoman that's just there to do basic villainy stuff. But as far as everything else, let me just not be a full negative Nancy. I thought just the main characters, George Lopez, every person in that movie, Uncle Rudy, was just so fun to watch. I thought stylistically, especially, it was definitely more colorful and bright compared to other DC projects, which I liked. I like that it was up in the air of whether or not this is a DCEU project or a new DCU, I guess maybe James Gunn's going to call it. They left it very ambiguous with certain references. If you're a Blue Beetle fan, you are going to love it. It is littered with so many references, especially I won't get into spoilers now. But overall, I felt maybe it's because maybe I'm feeling the superhero fatigue, but I felt like I watched it and I really liked the whole Latino aspect because, listen, representation is so important. Listen, I'm an Afro-Latino. So when I saw Miles on the big screen in 2018 on Into the Spider-Verse, that felt like that my thing. Because Afro-Latino, like, listen, it's not like the biggest, it's not the biggest thing. I'm mixed. So it's like when I saw that, that's my movie, I feel like. So this is going to be a lot of movies to a lot of people. It's like with Black Panther, Shang-Chi. That is so important. I'm glad that it's a good movie. It's not a horrendous movie because that would have been so bad. But overall, I felt it was very familiar. And I feel like it very much suffers from the fact that James Gunn is rebooting this whole thing. So it's very up in the air as well. That's also a double-edged sword because I don't know, like it's not putting people in seats because people don't know whether or not it's connected to the new universe. And I really wish he didn't say that he was rebooting it right this now because it kind of ruined that aspect of it. But overall, I think it's definitely worth seeing. I just think maybe I'm feeling a bit of superhero fatigue. I don't know. Maybe they're getting to me, but I thought it was good. I have it at a 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Maybe could go up on a rewatch, but I'm definitely on the more low end of everyone else. But I definitely still love it. I still liked it.
Okay, fair enough. And we're not just skipping over Seth. He hasn't seen Blue Beetle yet, so we'll kick it over to Cam.
Yeah,
I am very excited to see it. I'm very excited.
Is that tongue in cheek, sarcastic?
I didn't believe that.
I don't believe that for a second.
No, I don't know. I might see it next week. It does look kind of cool. I don't know. Probably not. Let's be honest. Bye-bye.
Yeah. I'm kind of in between Alex and Matt. I'm sitting around, so I give it a 74 out of 100, a 3.5 out of 5. Really enjoyed the family aspects. One of my favorite parts, like the heart and soul this movie has, is one of my favorite parts. But like this is the first time I've gone into a DC movie and had like any sense of fun. Like Shazam tries to be lighthearted, but it's not very fun, in my opinion. Black Adam was not very fun. The Flash, I think, was close, but like it just wasn't really a great watch. And I had The Flash pretty close to this movie when I like first rated it, but I've dropped The Flash recently because I'm like, wow, that made me realize I didn't like The Flash as much as I did, or I originally did. I think the cast was awesome. Tyler and I were kind of talking about it earlier. I wasn't a huge like George Lopez fan growing up. Like I would watch it when I woke up from like at 3 a.m. that classic meme where it's like, oh my, or whatever the fucking Low Rider song is. Yeah. When I would wake up, I'd watch a little bit of it. Wasn't a huge fan. I didn't think I'd love him in this, but I thought he was hilarious. I really did enjoy his character, and he brings a lot of heart to this movie. Like you guys mentioned, family aspect's great. It's super, super basic. It's a superhero movie, and that's not something I'm upset about. Supes, I don't know if you saw it, like maybe like a couple months ago, I tweeted like, I have no superhero fatigue at all. And then it was like look at me, I'm the captain now, but I put like, look at me, I'm Supes now. I have no superhero fatigue at all. And that's probably just like the person I am. I enjoy this kind of story. It's very easy to watch. My biggest issue with it is it's just a reskinned Blue Beetle that he's fighting. And that's probably where a lot of like superhero fatigue comes, is that it's often in the first movie of a franchise or a superhero's like origin. It's often just the same character reskinned basically. So this is just like a red Blue Beetle that he's fighting. And that like, it wasn't my favorite villain of all time. They tried to give him a little bit of backstory, given that he's like ripped away from his parents, right? Or his mom dies. What happens? I forget. Whatever.
Yeah, it was almost like a Scarlet Witch type of origin where Horde Industries took him away from his mom, and then his mom died from one of their explosions.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And I love Blue. Like weirdly enough, I like Blue Beetle a lot just because I love the Young Justice show. And that's kind of where I know him from.
That show.
Yeah, he's so good in that. And so I was kind of hoping for a little bit of that. Jaime Reyes. I said this when we saw the trailer. I like when the Scarab is like, in this, it felt like Becky G was like an AI. I don't know. I kind of like when it feels more like an organic matter. And that's like kind of what it is, but it's a little bit of both. It's just kind of like the voice of her kind of made me feel like it was AI, and I'm just kind of over AI like in movies now, because that's the next big thing.
Yeah, I wish she had a little more personality.
Yeah, I agree.
It sounded like Jarvis. Like it just sounded like a very basic AI.
Exactly. And I don't know at all who voices him in Young Justice, but I like that like organic matter of a Blue Beetle kind of thing. It's like an alien or whatever it may be. So that's my quick thoughts. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's an easy movie to watch. It feels very much like it was going to be on HBO Max, I'll admit. Like that's, like Matt said, that's kind of where it was supposed to go originally. And they gave it a little bit more money and put it in theaters. Unfortunately, it's not doing so hot at the box office, but I do think people should go see it. It's a very fun and entertaining watch if that's what you're looking for. Oh, also, sorry to real quick. Fuck you people on Twitter. Not you guys, but just fuck Twitter. Again, James Gunn didn't have anything to do with this movie. It is in the DCU, but we are not going to start saying we hate James Gunn if you hate this movie or you love James. And it's going to happen again with Aquaman. Aquaman is getting shafted out the ass. They are not promoting that movie at all because they want to get it out and be done with it. That comes out at the end of this year.
That upsets me because James Wan is one of the best directors working today. And
apparently that movie stinks, and James Gunn is going to get ripped to shreds when that movie comes out if it's bad, because they're going to say James Gunn's lost it. Snyder should have taken over, whatever. It's not James Gunn. It's not him yet. He's not there. God, I understand it might be a part of the DCU, and he said that it could be, but he didn't touch this. The production was finished before he became.
Did James Gunn text you? Did James Gunn text you this to say this? This is a
probably, but I needed to say
no,
that.
yeah, I think a lot of that confusion comes from him saying Blue Beetle.
It's a part of
he's not like the movie necessarily, but the character and Jaime Reyes and Jolo will be part of his universe going forward. So I think him saying that muddied the waters. But the Flash and Blue Beetle both kind of suffer from this in the past couple of months, where it's half foot in DCEU, half foot in DCU. What's it going to be? I feel like the Flash suffered from it a lot more, though, because I feel like when I was watching the Flash, my mind was thinking the whole time, okay, how is this going to reboot the universe? Whereas Blue Beetle, I just wanted to do it. I was like, I'm just going to enjoy this for what it is. I just found it so refreshing to finally have a young superhero who doesn't have to spend half the movie hiding from his parents and sneaking in and out of his room and living a lie. Because we've seen that with superheroes like Iron Man and stuff, that they're public figures, but they're older. I feel like every time there's a young superhero, they're always spending 90% of the movie just sneaking around, not letting anyone know who they are. So I like the family aspect because they were there for him. They were there literally backing him up the entire way, fighting with and for him. So I think that was the strongest part of the movie. Kind of like Cam, well, opposite of Cam, because I loved the George Lopez show growing up. I was my jam on Nickelodeon at night, watching that. But for some reason, I thought he was going to be. I wasn't excited for him in this movie because I feel like we've seen it so many times before with superhero movies where they just get some kind of, I don't want to call him washed, but older comedic character who may not be in their heyday anymore and just kind of make them be get the butt of the joke.
Jokes,
yeah, exactly. And he did kind of do that, but for some reason I genuinely loved his character. I was I was going into this expecting to not like him, but I actually loved George Lopez in this. I don't know, just something about this. Yeah,
he had an important scene at the end with Jaime and
he was kind of the guiding light in the family throughout the movie. So he was funny, but he also had
he served a good part of the story. He wasn't just there to quip jokes, blah, 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 blah. But he was good at it. I thought he did good. I thought it was
honestly, and that's what I loved about the family in this film is that not only were they all great characters, but they all served an important purpose to the plot. Not George Lopez's Rudy, the dad. The mom, where she gives Jaime that little pep talk at the end. Nana, the sister as well. She's Jaime's rock in a lot of ways. So when it came to this film, I guess, Alex, to counter your point, but this still might not resonate with you. To me, this felt more like a team movie than a solo origin Jaime story, because it was about the entire family, not just necessarily Jaime.
Kind of like a. Hate to bring it, like a Shazam 2 kind of thing, like a Shazam 2 thing where the whole family is involved and they're all kicking ass. And I think maybe it's because I really like Blue Beetle, man. I like that character a lot.
No, I understand where you're coming from though.
Because I just wanted more of him, because I also I've watched Cobra Kai. I think Xolo Maridueña is so charismatic and so good. And he's just so likable. I think I just wanted more of him, and I guess maybe. I think he's going to continue over to James Gunn's universe. I'm hoping, right? I'm assuming they're going to.
That's the plan as of right now.
That's the idea.
So I'm assuming we're going to get more of him. So I'll let this slide a bit. It's the first film, and they're definitely going to do more with this character, because I think this could be their answer to a Spider-Man type character, and he could be very likable. And he's very likable if you've seen the animated cartoons that they put out, the Young Justice, even the video game Injustice. His just his little lines in that. He's a very likable character, and I hope there's more of him. But that was just coming from my standpoint.
Yeah. I guess other things, like Cam said, it's not the most original story out there, but I still enjoyed it as an origin story. You know, people are comparing it to Spider-Man in terms of what he's going to be for the DC universe, but I feel like in terms of his powers and in terms of like his story, I feel like it was more akin to like an Iron Man Venom hybrid, like obviously kind of with basically a symbiote taking over and being like his alter ego. Something that I feel like it's not a Blue Beetle issue. I think it's just every superhero movie since like, I don't know, the last 5 years, honestly, it seems like at this point where there's some scenes where like the visual effects look great. I'm like, wow, that was like a really good shot. Like I think all the suit up scenes were super good. And then there'll be like a scene where I'm like, good Lord, like how did that make it into this movie? That visual effects right there was like so awful. So just like it was just kind of unbalanced for me in that aspect, but I gave it 3 stars, close to a 3.5 star. It's my favorite DCEU movie since the Suicide Squad from, I think 2 years ago now. So it's definitely better than, like, for me at least, like Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Black Adam, all the other stuff we've been getting in the last couple of years. So I had a good time with it. It felt very fresh. I walked away from it enjoying my time. But yeah, I guess at this point we'll kind of break the wall and go into spoilers. So I guess I'll let anyone kick it off. Is there any? Where do we want to start with spoilers? I know, Alex, you were leaning towards talking about.
I got
spoiler.
one thing.
Yeah,
I got one thing. The best line in the movie is when Uncle Rudy comes in, and what's the character that Bruna plays, the girl in the movie? Jenny Cord. And he's like, shouldn't you be like mining off like in some like developed country, some cobalt or something? I was starting crying. I was like, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But as far as spoilers, you said it was getting very dark. The scene at the end with Carapax or whatever, and like the door, you know what I'm talking about, and there was like actually blood in this movie. I was shocked. I was like, that is not blood. I was so caught off guard. It got very dark, and also like the suit up scene. Like I said before, apparently the director wanted Cronenberg inspired. It was very inspired, like very disgusting, gross, very like shocking. I was like, what the heck? Like it looks like the suit's like killing him. It's eating him. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, there's some very dark moments in this, like very lighthearted movie. I was kind of also the death of his father.
I know that was like brutal, dude.
Caught me off guard again. They also did a Guardians 3 with like, you know, like he's like in the like, not even just that, like the whole astral plane thing where he's like, your time, you still have stuff to do here on this planet, blah, blah, and like a person's guiding him, kind of like with Rocket. I was like, I know that from somewhere.
Yep.
And I don't know, what are some other spoilers that I think anything you guys got right now? I'm still trying to think of like what
well there was one, like the scene when they kind of lead into the third act where like the kind of final battle is going to happen. They get in a spaceship and they play some Motley Crue, and it's one of those things that like James Gunn clearly didn't invent a needle drop of like a classic rock song in a superhero movie, but it's one of those things that at this point like he kind of owns it, like that's like his thing. So like when that happened I was like, oh, this feels like a James Gunn movie, which it's not, because like Cam said, it's clearly not, but it's just kind of funny that in my mind, like anytime that there's like a classic rock song in a superhero movie, I'm like, oh, it's a James Gunn thing. But you know, they hit the Motley Crue, it slaps every time, just playing some classic rock as people are, you know, suiting up, getting hyped up for a battle, and it just always hits. So that part I was like, okay, I'm rocking with this. And yeah, like you said, the dark moments, they did catch me off guard, because I feel like most of it was like a lighthearted-ish movie, like with the, you know, your younger characters are trying to come into this new world of responsibilities, and then there'll be a scene where someone just gets absolutely murked and blood splatters on a window, and you're like, shit, okay, like what are we going for here? Are we going for super dark or what? But I enjoyed it, like overall. I feel like it never got too crazy dark while also not being too silly and lighthearted. It kind of played that balance pretty well.
The combat was cool too. They had the little Injustice combo, you know, with the of his like thing or whatever. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like how they went out of their way with like a lot of the action sequences. Obviously, like some of it where it takes place in the sky, I think the majority of that final battle is probably majority CGI. But like the hallway fight, the parking lot fight with the first parking lot fight with Carapax, like, dude, those punches just. You could the sound design, like it was all practical. Like it felt you could tell. And I like when someone like Angel and like who directed the film like goes out of their way to like bring things to life instead of just like digitizing it and just like giving more of a workload to like the VFX artists who are already like severely overworked. So also the score was fire. Oh my gosh. In that cosmic realm scene where he like finally accepts his purpose. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed the score, but like it gave me like Tron vibes.
The sense and everything. Yeah, I fully agree.
Yeah, like Stranger Things. Like I don't know, I didn't expect that coming into this movie, but like it fits so well.
Yeah, I think the disappointing thing for how it's just not being like Well, it's being received well. Like I think the reviews in general are like good reviews, but I mean in terms of like people going out to see it, it's a bummer because is this like the greatest superhero movie ever? No, not even close. But like I felt so much of the love from like the entire like production crew, like Angel Manuel Soto, the entire cast. Like you could tell like this is a project that was like a passion project where people really put their heart and soul into it. Like you can actually feel that through the movie, which is something I don't think I've really felt from like a superhero movie in a long time, where you could actually like feel the director and the writer actually caring. Yeah, that's fair, but yeah. But yeah. But in terms of like, you could just tell that they all cared about this movie a lot. So it just kind of sucks that it's like not being received the best. And it's coming, I believe it's coming on Struck streaming service in like 3 weeks or something. I think they're like releasing it really early onto Max. So.
No, they haven't announced that. So like how just tweeted that out there and people just started.
Okay, it was that's like, fake news.
Twitter is such a and misinformation just gets spread on that app and it spreads like wildfire. Thanks, Elon.
And it's like there's so many people that just want Blue Beetle to go on streaming next week. Like they want it to be a fail. So like that, as Cam said, they can blame James Gunn. They could blame this, that, DC, another failure, for, I guess there's whether or not you're a fan of Snyder, like there's a lot of people that just like wanted to fail.
That comment, I saw someone say like, "Oh yeah, don't go woke, blah blah blah. This is the call." I'm like,
as if
I lose my head a bit because like this year. Like there's a lot of other factors playing in this, like why, like it's also coming out during like the writers and actors are on strike, desert like that, like you know what I mean? And people saying stupid, like if anyone says woke in an argument, I automatically can't take them serious. Like as if Barbie didn't cross $1 billion and that's deemed quote unquote woke. Like grow up, please. I'm sorry, that was a whole little. I was gonna go into a rant, I'm gonna stop myself, but that just angered me. I'm like, the world is a whole diverse globe. It's not just one person or one type of people. Like.
It's I think there are a lot of factors. First off, this was originally supposed to be an HBO Max release, like we've said. This is a dying franchise, or like people don't know if this is like a part of this franchise or the next one. That's a big one. And then on top of that, I don't think Blue Beetle is a household name yet. He like when we first talked about this, Seth, Tyler, and George even like didn't really know who Blue Beetle was. The only reason I truly know who he is because I'm a big fan of Young Justice and watch that. I've watched that a couple times. It's not a household name, and I don't think you can throw out. You're not like the superhero genre right now is not getting good graces with the general population in the sense that you can throw out a random character and it'll do $1 billion. Whereas like the MCU, when they bring in, fucking Ant-Man, it's going to do $1 billion, or Captain Marvel is going to do $1 billion because the last 12 movies have just been banger after banger. DC doesn't have that good grace right now. Especially after the Flash. The Flash is like the highest losing movie of all time at this point. Which I don't think it's that bad by any means, but people have issues with the casting of that. And so like coming out right after that movie is not going to be great. And that movie also came out 2 months ago. It's whether you want to admit it or not, superhero fatigue is setting in for a good amount of people, I would say. I think we got to get back to, I'm fine with fucking 12 superheroes movies in a year, but I think like when you have one every single month, they're not all going to be bangers, but a movie like this is way better than the reception it's getting. I think it should not have like made $40 million on its opening weekend or 20, whatever. What did it make? Does anyone know off the top of their head?
25 is a number in my head, but that might just be domestic. I'm not sure.
Could be.
I made 25
right
domestic.
What is it at 80? I forget.
It's at like the in between 60 and 70 right now.
It's just like
so I think it's got a $100 million budget, which it'll probably just hit that, but with marketing, it'll probably end up being a loss. Also, with like obviously the writers and actors strike going on right now, there are probably less people going to movies. Just for that, there's a lot of factors to this, but let me tell you what's not a factor. Woke media, like it's not. It's just not. So yeah.
Once again, Barbie, $1 billion.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have to say anything else. Like that is literally like the antithesis of their like evil, like woke agenda. Like no, stop that stupid argument. It's stupid. It's dumb.
Did we talk post-credit scene / Ted Cord?
No.
Oh, Jason
Ted Cord, Jason Sudeikis. Shout out Ted Lasso. Just be the exact same character, but now you're Ted Cord. Love Jason Sudeikis.
Is it confirmed? Is that like a thing that they were going for?
No,
the director, he did say that he wanted Jason as like Ted. Like that's his number one choice.
Which that's too canny of like a picture to not be Jason.
Yeah, I saw
like,
the picture.
This dude drew Jason Sudeikis or had an artist draw it. Jason Sudeikis was like, if we get him, we get him. Like, let's shoot our shot right here.
They should just do that in everything. Just shoot your shot and just do that.
Yeah. I remember when you guys mentioned Motley Crue, like that was coming from his ship. So that might have been a little insight on like the vibe of Ted Cord and like the type of music he would play.
Okay. I like that. The post-credit scene was like Ted Cord like is not dead, right? He's in the computer. He's like, hello, is anyone there? Who turned on my computer? That sort of thing. That voice obviously was not Jason Sudeikis, but you can change the voice however you want. No one saw a face or anything, so you can change the voice. And then the second post-credit scene was like a stop motion movie they were watching during the movie, right? People were all up in arms as if like post-credit scenes have to be like a third movie attached to this movie. Like it's just a fucking stop motion movie. It's not gonna.
Marvel's done that so many times, or like even like trolled at the end with the Ferris Bueller's I think day off. Like
exactly.
Like it happens all the time.
Exactly. I don't know if there's anything else to spoil, but that's kind of the movie in a nutshell.
Yeah, the one thing I want to leave the Blue Beetle conversation off on is, where do you guys have this? Like, you don't have to say the exact number, but about where do you place this in your DCEU ranking? So I guess I'll start off while you think about it. For me, it's about tied with Birds of Prey. So it's sitting at number 6 for me in the DCEU. The only ones I have above it is Birds of Prey, the first Shazam, the Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, the first one, and Man of Steel. So I have it right at 6. It's right around Birds of Prey, a little.
No ZSJL.
I don't count that as DCEU because it's not part of the universe.
Well, I mean, like, we're not counting the Justice League, right?
No, that is part of the DCEU.
Yeah, that is.
Justice League is part of it.
That didn't exist in my book. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's last place to me. But I have it right around Birds of Prey.
Oh, yeah, I have my letterbox right here. I have the films I have ahead of it. I feel so. I have it so.
I think I have this at
you guys. I have it. Listen, I'm not the biggest on this movie compared to other people. I do like it.
Do you have it above Shazam: Fury of the Gods?
Yeah, and Black Adam.
Okay,
I have
valid.
The films I have Birds of Prey. I like Birds of Prey a lot, but
I do too.
I have Wonder Woman ahead of it. I have Shazam. I have Man of Steel. I have Flash. I have Aquaman. I love Aquaman. Aquaman's badass. James Wan cooked up something special. BVS masterpiece. And then you're not counting the Zack Snyder Justice League, but I am. And then the Suicide Squad I have ahead of it. It's a thing of like, if this film came out like earlier, or at least during the peak MCU, like before Endgame and stuff like that, dude, this movie would have done numbers. I think. I think it's just a circumstance of like, now like we are post Endgame, people are starting to, I guess, fatigue is setting in. But if this film came out in like the 2000s, like it would have banged. If you've seen Max Steel, this thing is like Max. It would have banged. I'm telling you.
Max Steel's ass crack.
But like this is very Max Steel. I mean, that's the vibes I got. It would have banged.
Somebody get this guy. Supes, what's your ranking?
Honestly, I just put together a quick list. I think I got it at number 5 on my DCEU ranking. The only movies I have above it are the Suicide Squad. I included the Snyder Cut in there, but you guys can leave that on or take it off. Then you got BVS and then Man of Steel.
Really?
Big Snyder guy.
All right, big Snyder guy. So I go.
BVS is peak, so W.
The Suicide Squad is the best DCEU movie. Everyone agree? That's number 1. No,
I have it.
Man of Steel, dude.
I have.
I'm not mad at that. Like, I'm not.
I agree with you.
The Suicide Squad, Man of Steel, Wonder Woman. If we're going ZSJL, Shazam, and then this for me. So 6. Okay. If we're counting Zack Snyder.
Aquaman.
Oh, Aquaman is above that.
I was about to say. I was like, don't.
My bad. I might drop Shazam. I don't know. Shazam was fine.
Shazam, I don't care.
I haven't watched Shazam in so long.
Blue Beetle might go up on a rewatch just because I don't care for Shazam. Like, I really don't like. I don't care.
Also, Zachary Levi is like making odd comments.
Yeah, he's
like I'd kiss Florence Pugh. Like, if you guys wanted to cast. If you guys wanted to cast me as Flynn Rider in Tangled, I'd kiss Florence Pugh, guys. It's like, yeah, me too, man. Like,
he's the king of wood right now on Twitter himself.
He is. He's like wood.
You want Florence Pugh in the movie? Yeah, I would.
would. Okay.
All right, we'll wrap up our Blue Beetle discussion there. So I think we kind of all are similar in a consensus that it's definitely a more middle of the pack, maybe upper middle of the pack DCEU movie, but it's not the best, but it's certainly far from the worst we've seen from the DCEU. Let's talk Ahsoka. So Seth and I did not watch this. So this is a Cam, Alex, and Supes conversation here. But Cam, I'll kick it off to you since you're you're the resident Star Wars guy of the pod. So I'll let you kind of host this quick segment on Ahsoka and kick it off between you three and talk about it.
Ahsoka, I don't have the synopsis, but it's basically Rebels season 5 if you've never seen Rebels. So Ahsoka Tano is Anakin Skywalker's Padawan that was created by Dave Filoni for the Clone Wars TV show. She's probably the best Star Wars character ever written, IMO. I have her way above Hayden Christensen's Anakin, I'll be honest. But I do think the Clone Wars makes Anakin a better character, but the show is basically about her after Rebels. So after the Clone Wars, she joins a crew called the Ghost Crew. She's not like a main member of that team, but it's got Ezra Bridger, who's a Jedi, Kanan Jarrus, who passes away in the show. He's also a Jedi, and then Sabine Wren, Harrison Dula, and then another like large dude named give me the name, Zeb or Elias. And then also a droid that is basically a mass murderer named Chopper. So that is the Ghost Crew in a nutshell. The first 2 episodes of Ahsoka basically lead off. So there's a time jump in the last episode of Rebels of however many years, I forget. The first 2 episodes of Ahsoka basically lead off at the exact ending of the Rebels TV show, picks up where that is. So that's kind of the intro into Ahsoka. It's very calculated that they put out 2 episodes to start. It's not the best 2 episodes of television I've ever watched. I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I love Ahsoka's character. Like I said, Dave Filoni gets a lot of hate online. People say he doesn't know Star Wars, as if he didn't create probably one of the best Star Wars things we've gotten since Empire Strikes Back. And then he's also responsible for Mandalorian. People are all mad about season 3, so they've turned on him, whatever. And then he directed the first episode of Ahsoka, and he's also he's almost like the Kevin Feige of this new Star Wars universe that's going on. He's gonna direct a movie that's gonna be the culmination of all these shows. So he's got his hands in a lot of things Star Wars right now. But Alex, I'll send it over to you. What are your thoughts on the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka?
A lot of references, a lot of I love the parallels between Shin Hati and Darth Maul, even with the opening entrance of her is very similar to Phantom Menace when we first see Darth Maul, especially what she does to a certain character. And can we go into spoilers, or we want to wait for this, or how do you want to do that?
Do whatever you
yeah, I'll just go in. Spoiler, tune off your ears. When Sabine gets stabbed, because everyone in this universe can survive a stab wound to the stomach except for Qui-Gon. Very similar to Darth Maul. That whole fight, that was cool. I liked it's basically a very similar story to in The Force Awakens when Rey's trying to find Luke Skywalker. They're trying to find Ezra and Thrawn with a wayfinder kind of thing, which is the map that they use is very similar to the map in Treasure Planet. If you ever seen that movie, it's very similar in that. That was cool. But yeah, we see Ahsoka. I love seeing Ahsoka. I love that character. I love seeing the characters. That's the best part about the show. They get the characters. We get to see the characters that we know from the animated stuff and bring it to life. They do great with that. It's weird seeing a more stoic Ahsoka, I would say. I'm very used to the Clone Wars snips. She has a very big personality. She's talkative like Obi-Wan, has that that aggressive side like Anakin. But in this, she's more of a Qui-Gon. She's very laid back. She's definitely become more of a master. And I guess I haven't finished Rebels. I've only seen it. I don't really remember that much of that. So maybe she's more like that in Rebels. But I'm very used to a different Ahsoka, so I got to get used to that. But I liked the Balin skull. I liked seeing Shin Hati. Those were, they're cool characters that they've added. They're assassins, kind of they're not quite inquisitors, but they're for hire. That's cool. What else? There's a lot in this show. If you definitely love Rebels, you're gonna love this. I think that it's quite slow to start off with, but they're very much setting up a big overarching story. I don't know how long. Is it 6 episodes as well as
8.
Thank God. I was worried because we are starting a bit slow, but we have more episodes to work with, which is really good. But I mean, I just love going back to this universe, man. Everything looks good. it's TV show, but you can tell the budget's very high. Anytime we're in space with these spaceships, these settings, it does kind of there are some shots that are very gray. I will put that out there, but there's other shots that like we're in space and I'm like, this is movie production. This is amazing stuff. And it's just nice always going back to this universe. If you're a Star Wars fan like me, you're even in the bad Star Wars stuff, you're still just like, I'm glad to be back here. And that's how I felt with Ahsoka. I think it's a good start. I'm definitely gonna be tuning in for more. And yeah, Shin Hati, I love you.
Shin Hati. Matt, you got it.
Dude, I honestly really enjoyed these first 2 episodes. I think the show has a promising start. For me, starting off with the positives, I guess I felt like the show just had a magic to it, man. It had like a magic to it that I missed with Mando season 3. From the music to just seeing the Rebels characters in live action was pretty dope. Alex, I guess picking up off of your point, like I do kind of agree that it is a little weird seeing Ahsoka as more of like a stoic, laid back, and I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's just, and this isn't a slight on Rosario Dawson at all. It's just like I grew up with Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka, and like she just had like, I don't know, she just had an X factor to the performance that she brought to Ahsoka, whether it was in Clone Wars, even in Rebels. Like the Ahsoka she played in Rebels was more stoic, more wise, but she still had like a charisma and a charm to her, which I'm not really feeling that right now. But again, we still got a ton of episodes to go. So I hope as the show continues to develop, we start to see Rosario Dawson get to play more with Ahsoka and with her performance. I thought, Sabine getting stabbed, dumb.
So, did you see? You definitely did it, but I tweeted like the best part of Ahsoka episode 1 was they teased a character. It was Sabine getting stabbed, and then she was in the thumbnail for episode 2. And even if you didn't like know this was gonna stop like right where Rebels picks off, so she's alive, like just the thumbnail. That's the easiest thing to change. Like, yes.
It just also angers me. Like I said before, everyone can survive a stab wound, but Qui-Gon, man, it angers me. But I get like he didn't get immediate help, but yeah.
Yeah. So I every single time someone gets stabbed, I just hate it in general because again, Qui-Gon died that way, so I'm just like, bro, why are we doing this?
It constantly just lessens that effect. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm invested in the show's plot because again, as someone who watched Rebels, like, dude, let's go get our boy back. Let's go get Ezra. Let's go find Thrawn. It feels like we're on the cusp of something bigger. I honestly wish this was a movie because Ahsoka, I think that's a big build Star Wars character that could easily have a movie be brought to the big screen. When it came to some of the lightsaber fights, I thought some of the lightsaber fights just like were edited weird. I don't know if you guys felt the same way. Like
very stiff. And they don't have the wave effect anymore. Did you see that on Twitter? I never noticed it, but if you go to like Revenge of the Sith and you watch the Obi-Wan Anakin fight, when the lightsabers move, the light moves with it, so it's like a wave. Now they're just very like sticks of light.
It's very much like they're trying to take it back to Dave Filoni is big like original trilogy, and they're trying to take it back to the original trilogy where like basically they never took 2 hands off the lightsaber because it was very much like inspired by like
samurai stuff,
samurai fighting and everything. So you never take 2 hands off a lightsaber. And then George Lucas kind of went back on that in the prequels. And man, you're never going to get animated quality like lightsaber battles because you can animate them to do whatever the fuck they want, right? So you're never going to get the best lightsaber battle in Star Wars is Ahsoka versus Darth Maul.
They mocap that too.
They mocap that too.
It was a combination.
I guess you could. It's a little bit of both, but again, no slight at Rosario Dawson. I guess you can get a stunt double, but like we're not going to see her doing flips shit. So you can get a stunt double, but it's if you're not a fan of the way like the lightsaber battles were in the original trilogy, I'm just going to be honest with everyone. Don't expect a whole lot from this show in terms of lightsaber battles. Just a tease, I think.
The thing is in the original though, like those lightsaber fights, I kind of let them slide because they're more emotionally driven. Anakin versus Vader, it's not about the big spectacle like we see in the prequels. It's more of like these are emotional. Every strike means something. They're speaking in between. I always reference the Return of the Jedi. That's my favorite Star Wars. But the Darth Vader Luke end fight is like when Vader's talking about Leia, and then you have Luke coming in with the emotion, like no, and like it's all more. It's more about the emotional aspect than just the whole spectacle of the saber fight. You know what I mean? But this is definitely like there's not emotion behind it because we're fighting droids right now, and it's definitely could have benefited from like a more Revenge of the Sith approach of like crazy lightsaber. But like I we're early. I'm not going to fully judge this entirely. We haven't seen the end stuff because the Balin scroll fight thing that they've advertised could be amazing. So.
Yeah. And honestly, like the two things that have really stood out to me and were like, guys, my two biggest takeaways from the first two episodes. One, Balin, dude. Balin is
he's awesome. Yeah.
Like,
he
was fantastic.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Ray Stevenson. But he's fantastic. And just off of those first two episodes, I'm really enjoying his character so far. I like that even though he's an assassin, he has a sense of like honor to him. And he's not like totally evil. Like he has a code that he lives by. And another thing too, from that one, I guess, marketing piece that they've been pushing, like we know that he has a connection to Anakin, or he grew up in I guess, being trained by Anakin or something like that. So I'm curious to see where that goes. And then this was a big thing that I haven't seen many people talk about, but within the map that was, I guess, when they unlocked it, I guess they revealed that like Thrawn and Ezra are in a different galaxy. Like now they're like planting the seeds for like different galaxies. And I don't know, when it comes to Star Wars, we've never gone to like a different galaxy. And I feel like that could be something that could be so huge and really open up the floodgates for Star Wars. Because, if they travel to another galaxy, there's no telling what that galaxy could look like. Is it going to look like freaking Pandora from Avatar? Is it going to look like some of the stuff we're seeing in Rebel Moon? Like, they're on the cusp of really being able to do something that really branches Star Wars out in a way we haven't seen before, with the element of just intergalactic or the different galaxies that exist within the universes.
Yeah, you can play with more genres, man. I've been waiting for a Star Wars horror movie, man. It would be so amazing. And like when we go to a new galaxy, we can find whole new characters. We don't have to stick with the Skywalker stuff.
No more sand planets.
No more sand planets.
Sand planet, man.
I mean, I do obviously want to see an Old Republic movie eventually, but that's neither here nor there right now. But I'm telling you, go to a whole new galaxy and try something new. And that's why Star Wars is the perfect. I say it all the time. It's the perfect franchise. You can do literally any genre, any different type of story with this universe because it is there's so much to play with. Yeah. And I'm hoping they do more of that. Disney, please also get us back in the big screen once they pay our writers and actors.
Yeah, also pay.
Yes. Get us back to the big scrring. I'm tired of Star Wars on Disney Plus. Star Wars belongs on the big screen.
Yeah.
This isn't a TV franchise. This is a event.
Yeah.
I remember going to Force Awakens when it first came back because I was obviously I'm a prequel kid. Even though I saw the originals, I love the originals, but I grew up in that time. And once Force Awakens came out, that was an event, man. That was an endgame level event of like people getting hyped to see Star Wars, and it belongs on the biggest gigantic screen ever.
Who decided that Obi-Wan Kenobi should be on Disney Plus?
Yeah, that's bad, man.
And are you kidding me? That's $1 billion movie.
That would have sold. Vader and Obi-Wan, like that would have sold. Like,
that's $1 billion movie, dude.
Yeah, it's just money wise. They need people to come to Disney Plus, which sucks. But even like The Force Awakens, man, was the biggest opening weekend of all time. I think it still holds that. I think it beat Endgame. Obviously not in the long run, but I think it has the biggest opening weekend. That's the best theater experience I've ever had, because that was still like when you were not to suck off Star Wars too much, but that was also when you had to you got your seats. You like pre-order your seats.
You couldn't pre-order.
I had a 7:30 showing on like or maybe an 11, because that was still when like the midnight premieres were kind of at midnight showing. I'm there at like 8 o'clock. Me and my 4 friends or something. We got like Chipotle before and just brought it into the theater and just camped out. So good, man. I miss that shit. But you're exactly
have my 3D glasses too. I have my Kylo Ren 3 and BB-8 3 glasses. I kept those because it was such an event. And the trailer, I know this is like drifting off topic, but the trailers, man, too. We don't get trailers like that no more, where they don't tell anything about the movie, but we just see it just gets you hyped.
Yeah,
that's one thing I'll say about the sequel trilogy. I mean, even Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, bro, Star Wars knows how to cook up a damn great trailer. All of those trailers
the Rise
were
of Skywalker,
so
man.
Good.
I agree. I don't have anything more to say on Ahsoka, but real quick, Matt, I know you're obviously big, like Superman, big comic book fan. How big are you on Star Wars? Is that like, would you say your third franchise or?
Probably. Yeah. Like I grew up with Clone Wars. Clone Wars is what got me into Star Wars. Like I watched Clone Wars on Cartoon Network first, and then I watched the prequels and the OG trilogy. Then the sequels came out. then Rebels. So yeah, I love Star Wars.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know like where you were at with Star Wars. I'm obviously a huge fan. I know Alex is as well, but I think we're all invested in Ahsoka enough. It's obviously not the perfect first 2 episodes, but it definitely gets us there. And hopefully with 8 episodes, they know what they're doing a little bit better than 6 episodes, because we've had some struggles with the 6 episodes.
You do the 6 episode format, you kind of just wince a little bit and hope and pray.
Yeah. Shout out WandaVision having 9 episodes, but also Alex, Sammy J, and I were on nice Twitch stream watching this. A lot of Woods. Come join. Quick plug to myself.
It was an amazing time. So many Woods.
Love watching Star Wars with the boys, even though it's virtual. Tyler, you can have it back. Get Seth on this pod. I need to hear his luscious voice.
Yeah, we're gonna get him involved here, because now we're moving away from Ahsoka and Blue Beetle. We're gonna get into some movie news and then get into our drafts. So first bit of movie news, just a strike update. So the WGA and AMPTP have exchanged counter offers with each other. Doesn't sound like a deal is super close. There's still a lot of big disagreements there, but progress is at least being made. They started, obviously on 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. They've moved a little closer towards the middle. Still got a ways to go, but they're at least at the negotiating table, which is a positive, at least, because obviously we know that the writers and actors, there's a lot of them that are struggling right now. They could really use a fair deal to get living wages. We really hope they get those, and also we just want to see movies come out again, and it shouldn't and it won't happen until the writers and actors get what they're deserved. So speaking about movies that are coming out, though, Rebel Moon trailer came out. So Rebel Moon is going to be released on one of the struck streaming services on December 22nd this year. And then Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, will release on the same streaming service April 19th, 2024. So the trailer was like it was a trailer for like both of them. There's kind of like the whole world that Zack Snyder's trying to building here. He's already confirmed that a Snyder Cut's going to exist, which is just like such a Zack Snyder thing to do, to basically the movie's not even out yet. The first trailer comes out, he's like, a Snyder Cut's coming, guys, don't worry. And we obviously knew months ago that there's going to be like an R-rated cut and a PG-13 cut, and just weird that there's so many cuts this movie. But I know we got some Zack Snyder fans on here. Rebel Moon trailer, what are you guys' thoughts? Seth, did you watch the Rebel Moon trailer?
I did watch the Rebel Moon trailer. Yes,
Yeah,
it looks pretty good.
Yeah,
it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. It looks pretty exciting, interesting. It's not something I know too much about. I know it was meant to be like a Star Wars project, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it looks good. It was good.
Yeah, it was supposed to be in the Star Wars world, and then they kind of put the nix on that and said it's not going to be. But then Zack Snyder still kind of moved it forward anyways. And obviously everyone saw the I guess quote lightsaber in the trailer. I don't think they can like legally call it that, but a lot of people were obviously really loving how those looked.
Fire saber.
Supes, what's your thoughts on Rebel Moon trailer?
Dude, it looks sick, man. Like sci-fi fans, I mean, we just took an L with Dune getting delayed. AMPTP, pay your fucking writers and actors.
Damn right.
But we still got the creator. And then now with Rebel Moon, like sci-fi fans are eating pretty damn hard right now. Rebel Moon looks fantastic. I'm glad that I'm honestly glad that this wasn't a Star Wars project, because if it were going to be a Star Wars project, you can tell that it wasn't ever going to be this if it were under Star Wars, because this looks so drastically different. It looks like Zack Snyder fully unleashed. We got gore. He's talked about how this is going to be gory. There's going to be sex. There's going to be like just it's going to be like vicious. And
is it set to be R-rated then? Is that confirmed?
No,
yeah.
Is that part of the reason?
It's not both, right?
Yeah, so they said they're releasing.
Service going to do the PG-13 version for the mass audience?
No, so
there's like a family-friendly cut.
Yeah, the latest news on this was that they're going to basically like Netflix is going to release like 2 cuts. You can watch the R-rated version or the family-friendly version, but there will be a Snyder cut that will be R-rated, but also at the time of release, the non-Snyder cut is going to be both R-rated. You can watch either R-rated or family-friendly.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, like they're releasing 2 cuts at the same time.
That's crazy.
That's a new thing. I've never heard of that. That's dope.
Yeah, but I mean, it looks really good. It's one of those that from the trailer alone, I was kind of bummed that like this looks like it should be a big screen thing. But whatever. Not getting that.
Zack Snyder got a slow-mo pause all around that damn movie. He loves it. Can't get enough slow-mo.
He's the king of slow-mo.
Is it just a completely original concept, or is it based off of anything that we like a previous IP or like a novel, or is it just a whole new
I thought it was original. It might not be.
I think
It's original, but it takes inspiration from like Dune, Star Wars, Seven
Okay.
Samurai.
But I'm happy.
Seven Samurai Supes. Love that.
Yeah.
Good soup shot.
I heard that's what Zack Snyder went to Star Wars. He was like, yeah, I want to make a Seven Samurai inspired. Well, I mean, the original trilogy is kind of like that too, but the like a Seven Samurai inspired like Star Wars movie, and I guess they turned it down or something, and yeah, now we're here with this.
Yeah,
It's kinda crazy.
like Supes was saying, like even though like you could give Zack Snyder an unleashed range and make it in the Star Wars universe, but you still have to abide by like the Star Wars rules, right? You're still gonna have to give a character some connection to fucking Anakin Skywalker or some shit, like or you're gonna have to make him like a part of that family, or you're not gonna be able to.
He's a legacy character that you didn't know before, like he's a sibling or offspring of a legacy character.
Like it's gonna have to abide by those rules. So that's one thing that's unfortunate. I would love to see. I like Disney. No, take that back. I don't like Disney.
Don't like Disney.
Screw the mouse.
Truck company. Screw the fucking mouse. But I think they just need to grow up a little and start like allowing an R-rated. And that's like the big thing with like what I'm most excited about. I'm going to talk about James Gunn and not what Struck company he works for. But I like the idea that they'll do a kids show. They'll do an R-rated show. They'll do a horror show. Like it's such a simple concept. You don't need every single thing to appeal to the biggest audience ever if you're not making every single thing $200 million. Like you can make something for 50 million. Shockingly, fucking Talk to Me just crossed $50 million, and it would cost 4.5 to make. Shockingly, you can make things for cheaper than $200 million. It's just I think these companies need to learn that a little bit and also pay your goddamn writers. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. It'd be nice to see this in the Star Wars universe, but obviously they have to abide by the Star Wars rules, whatever you want to call it. I'm interested. Obviously, they stole lightsabers. They're gonna call them like fucking I don't even know,
laser beam swords, laser
beam sword saber devices,
sword saber device. Yeah.
But I'm interested to see if they have like the Force, or if it's just like I have a connection to air or something.
Yeah, what are
like
they going to call
airbenders?
Yeah, they're airbenders or some shit like that. I'm interested to see if they have like anything like that. But I'm excited for it, man. It should be good. I'm not anti Zack Snyder. I'm just anti slow-mo. That's really my biggest thing. I just can't handle. I can't watch another football scene.
That was bad. Admittedly, that was the low point of the Zack Snyder slow-mo career. The what, like the 7-minute long one like single play.
Scene,
yeah. It was one single QB scene.
Yeah. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like QB draw or some shit.
I thought it was amazing. Man.
Shout out my alma mater, though, Wisconsin Badgers, because that's who obviously the Gotham Knights or whoever the football team was playing. Wisconsin, because Zack Snyder's from Wisconsin, so he literally had Wisconsin Badger football team playing in that. So tough beat. That's the hardest thing about me. When I was in college, that happened. It was a rough loss. We were national championship bound before Victor. What's his last name? Victor, who's Cyborg.
Stone.
Victor
right?
Stone. Before Victor Stone happened and just ruined our team. But Supes alluded to it. Dune 2 delayed to March 14th, 2024. Yeah, that's disappointing. What I found kind of, it's not funny, but I found it a little. Literally right after Dune 2 got delayed, Godzilla X Kong, the new Empire, announced they were delayed to April 12th. And that was just like such a he thinks he's him moment. It's like Dune's delayed, everyone's pissed off. And they're like, guys, guess what? Godzilla Kong, like we're also delayed. Like you're bummed about that too, right? And we're like, you're not that guy, pal. You're not the same level as Dune. But Seth, I know you're obviously a huge Dune fan. Bummer news.
Yeah. It was expected though. It was bad news, but it was expected news. We all knew it was going to come eventually, but we were kind of in denial almost, but
yeah, it was very
Congrats.
Is Wonka still going? Is Wonka still?
They haven't announced.
As far as we know, it's still going.
No, they've said it's still going on, but as far as we know, anyway.
Yeah, it's not. It's
congrats, Ludwig.
Yeah, I mean,
at least he gets
pretty much.
Well, actually, I think
The
people
creator.
are. Hans is doing the creator. So
Oh,
Hans might cook. Hans might cook.
I mean, even beyond
Might.
Hans will cook.
Crazy. You know he will.
Hans will cook.
Even beyond just Hans Zimmer on the creator score, like this also opens up just like in terms of like award potential for the creator, like a lot of like visual effects stuff is going to be like, because everyone just kind of assumed for good reason that Dune was just going to sweep a lot of these technical awards, and now it kind of opens the door for obviously Oppenheimer, but I think the creator is going to be like a sneaky play now for the rest of the year for
Who's
Washington Oscar.
Who's
coming soon.
directing the creators? Is it Gareth Edwards?
Gareth Edwards.
Yep.
Yeah.
Gareth Edwards, cool.
No, I mean, we're talking about for Star Wars, like good trailers. Like the creators trailer was one of the best trailers I've seen in a while of getting you hyped for a brand new world. But yeah, it sucks. Dune 2 is delayed. March 14th is just such a weird time for a blockbuster of that scale to come out. Like this just doesn't seem like a normal time.
Is it because there's no competition? Maybe that's why they're doing it. But it's just such a fall movie. It's such like it seems weird putting it out in March. But hey man, it's this when the studios are idiots, man. They don't want to pay their writers and actors. Is what happens.
Yeah, and this was easily avoidable if the AMPTP just wasn't losers. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with Jay Stubes. She actually posted like a really interesting deep dive TikTok about like she's kind of like thinking there might be a conspiracy of why it's getting pushed. If it's like Warner Brothers, like with the whole Discovery merger, they're like purposely trying to just basically like tank their company, and Barbie's been such a success this year that they like purposely delayed it. I don't know, like it's one of those things they put on your tinfoil hat, but it was like an interesting watch, like a 3-minute deep dive into the whole Warner Brothers Discovery merger and how that might have played into Dune 2 being delayed, because a lot of people talked about like Dune 2 had everything in the world. They had a 6-week exclusive IMAX window, which might be like the first time literally like ever that's happened.
Yeah.
Over the Marvels too. It was over an MCU movie.
Right.
Crazy.
They literally
which
said
is like that never happened.
Yeah. So the fact that they didn't go forward with it it's interesting because obviously like if you had Chalamet, Zendaya, Austin Butler, the entire Florence Pugh, the entire great cast promoting it, that's going to build more hype.
Denis,
right? We could list them all forever, but
they also have. They already have 2 trailers out. They literally just had the cover of Empire magazine this week.
Just this week. Yeah, 2 really long trailers as well, like in detail, long trailers. Yeah,
and it's like whenever they drop a 3rd trailer to hype up, the March release, like what are they really going to show in that trailer that they haven't already shown in the first 2?
They're in prime position right now to release. Like they've done everything. So
the first one got hit with COVID and stuff, and now this, like it's so unfortunate.
It is odd. Like Denis Villeneuve is one of the best working directors today, obviously, but like he's not a big money maker, and like this is going to be another example where he's going to kind of get shafted.
Blade Runner tanked because of stuff, which is people weren't expecting it to be that kind of sequel, but like it's just unfortunate. He's the king of the sci-fi epic right now. And it's just unfortunate.
The good thing about him, at least, is he has a director that has so much juice that like studios will keep giving him money because like he makes great movies, but like he's like. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's lucky, but like, I mean, he's like not been the best box office performer. So the fact that we still keep getting epics from him is like great. I hope that doesn't stop, and I hope Dune Part 2 isn't like another one that just tanks, and then people are like, oh, maybe we shouldn't give him budgets anymore.
We live in a film world where we probably think Denis is bigger with the general audience than he actually is in terms of his name. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas for us, he's huge. For the general audience, he might not be as big, which is seen by the box office numbers. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
That might be why.
Yeah, no.
I mean, his films after the fact, like after they leave theaters, they blow up.
Home release.
They're amazing. Everyone talks highly of them. Even people that don't really care for film as much, like they talk about even your enemies, your Sicarios, your Arrivals, your Blade Runners, especially the literally me movies. But like, it's just weird that like the box office, it's just not as
I mean, like Prisoners is one of the biggest film bro movies of all time, but like when that was in theaters, no one saw that shit. Like no one knew of Denis Villeneuve at the time. That was like his first, like I think it might have been his first English language film. So like, but now it's obviously huge.
Wait, when was Enemy? Was Enemy after Prisoners?
Enemy, I think was right after it.
Right after. I think they're the same year.
Oh shit, was it?
They're the same year.
I thought Enemy was 2012.
Yeah, they're 2013, I believe. Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting.
It's nice seeing like I guess not art house, but kind of art house, like get all this big budget, like and just go crazy with it, like and have his dream and vision put to the big screen. Because
Denis was definitely an art house director before. Prisoners. His earlier work was 100% art house, like his really early work. So it is good to see him get these huge budgets now to do what he wants. Definitely.
Yeah. So unfortunate news, but then I guess. Brighter news. So Lady Bird obviously is from A24, which is not a Struck company, and that's re-releasing in theaters August 27th, which is tomorrow for us recording it, yesterday for people listening, for National Cinema Day. So if you're a fan of Lady Bird or you haven't seen Lady Bird from Greta Gerwig, obviously having just a bigger year than I think her or anyone could have imagined. It'll be back in theaters, and also like check out your local theater chains, not just for Lady Bird, but like I'm like pretty much every major theater chain, at least in America. I don't know, Seth, if it's the same in the UK, are like having like massive discounts for like National Cinema Day. And like this week, I know that my local theater chain, like this whole week, you can get like really discounted theater tickets and stuff because it's like a National Cinema Week. But yeah,
on AMC doing like a Kubrick run through in your end, just like at the moment.
I'm not an AMC guy. Is anyone
in New York?
You're an AMC guy.
No.
Tyler, why would you say that?
Yeah,
I'm not a Regal guy though. Don't worry. Supes, I don't know if there's any of these near you, but do you know Harkins theaters? Like they're an Arizona theater chain that like every theater here is Harkins. There's a couple in California, a couple in Colorado, but AMC's like yeah, no, Harkins like owns.
I was like, all I hear is Dune, man. I'm sorry.
Harkins owns the state of Arizona. Like that's where like there's probably like within 40 minutes of me, there's like 8 movie theaters and like 6 of them are Harkins and there's like 1 AMC. So I go to Harkins mostly. Yeah.
Dude, I need Nicole Kidman giving me a pep talk before I watch my movie.
Yeah, it's the only way to experience cinema.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, but so yeah, that's kind of it for movie news. Just kind of light this week, but obviously with the AMPTP refusing to pay writers and actors, that's kind of how we're going through movie news. There's not a whole lot to talk about. So if you're enjoying this episode so far, make sure if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, rate us 5 stars, write us a little review, follow us. It helps us out a ton. And if you're watching on YouTube and seeing all our beautiful faces, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already and leave a comment. But now we're going to get into our back-to-back drafts. So is this the first ever double draft episode in ReelTok history? It might be. We're a week away from our 1-year anniversary. Yeah, double draft alert.
We're in a 5-person draft too. We have 5-person ranking. First 5-person draft.
First 5-person draft. First double draft.
It's not.
Who else did we do?
We did the hated characters.
Did you guys have like a person come on that one time?
Hated characters.
Oh yeah, Blake.
But that was a real quick, not a real talk. So
it was a real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, but let's jump into it. We'll start off with the good. We'll start off with the best superhero movies of all time. So we have 5 of us. We're gonna go 5 rounds. That means 25 movies total. We talked off camera or like before we clicked record that this is superhero movies. So we know like Oldboy and Snowpiercer are comic book movies, but they're not superhero movies, so those don't count. Right. Same token, I'd say Joker, I wouldn't. We agree doesn't count because that's not a superhero movie. Do we count Suicide Squad? The Suicide Squad, either one? Would those be?
How would you not count?
Obviously belongs.
Okay, those count, but I don't think Joker counts. I'm fine with Joker not counting.
No, Joker doesn't count.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad counts, and Suicide Squad for the worst movies draft will also count. Spoiler alert, that will probably be drafted in the 25 picks.
We'll see.
But let's get into it. So the first pick, I randomized the order. So the order we're going to be going, and we're doing a snake draft. So we got Alex, Cam, Supes, Seth, and then Tyler. So the first pick, the best superhero movie of all time, according to Alex Colemann, first pick in the draft is.
All right. I have 2 in mind, but I'm going to go with, I just have to do it, Into the Spider-Verse.
Fuck you, you coward. You pussy.
Dude, I didn't want first. I was really hoping. I'm going to get it. Yeah,
sorry. That was aggressive. I'm sorry to everyone. I love you, Alex. I'll take The Dark Knight. Both 100 out of 100s for myself right now, but Into the Spider-Verse is just what I wanted because I thought you were going to take The Dark Knight.
I guess I'm going to go Infinity War.
I like it.
Is it me next or is it Tyler?
It's you next, Seth.
I'll take, I think my number 1 now, and that's Spider-Man 2. I'll take Spider-Man 2.
Nice. Yeah, okay.
Overrated.
Let's see. I'm tracking.
Transformers
Home is better, so
Seth and I have it rated the same.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we both have it at 4.5.
Oh, I thought you had it at 4. Interesting.
I like Spider-Man 2.
All right, so I'm like having to track everyone else's picks while also do my own picks. So I'm gonna go with the Batman. First round pick, and then snaking back around to me, I'll go my favorite Marvel movie or MCU movie of all time, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Good pull.
And we're back to Seth.
I'll go The Incredibles, quintessential superhero film.
Oh, that was completely off my radar, but it's absolutely a superhero movie, but it just wasn't on my radar.
That's a great one.
5 out of 5. Perfect.
Back to Supes.
No, it's Supes.
Okay. I'm gonna go Logan.
No,
fuck you, man.
I thought I was gonna sneak it somehow. I don't know. Oh my!
This damn pod. We're all assholes.
I know Seth hasn't seen Logan yet, but I still making it this far is kind of surprising to me that it made it that far.
Seth would love Logan. Seth, you would love Logan.
Seth, I feel like Logan would be your favorite all-time.
It would be his favorite. It would really be his favorite of all time.
Can you guys stop attacking me right now?
Because you've seen the worst MCU movies, but you haven't.
Yeah, but that's because of ranking on it.
We've told you so many times you don't have to watch every X-Men. You can just watch.
I know they scare me. That's all. Maybe one day. Who knows?
All right, Cam, second pick.
I think I'm out of my 5 out of 5s. I think. Oh no. Okay, so we'll go with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse now.
Yeah, I thought that'd be yours.
I think that's all.
That would have been a devious combo if that would have made it back to Alex.
Iron Man 2 with that.
everything I wanted just got taken. Let me think. Let me scroll through. I don't want to take this one because I don't think it's one of the best, but I feel like it would get votes. But I'm gonna go with X-Men: Days of Future Past, and then after that, I'm gonna go.
It's the X-Men one.
I feel like I just have to because I'm gonna go Avengers Endgame. I feel like I just have to.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't want to, but I can't miss it. I can't.
I do love Avengers Endgame, but I'm happy I got this one. It's one of my favorite MCU movies. I'll go with Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Big fan of The Winter Soldier, even though I think there's another one I should have taken from Seth just to be a dick.
Which one's that?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
No, that you won't be taking my next pick. There's no way.
I'm sure I'm not.
Go to Seth's top 10 superhero movies and see which ones.
I know.
Is it me?
It's Supes.
No, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Civil War.
Yeah, I like that. Or I don't like that. Sorry, that was rude of me to tease you like that.
I'll go Unbreakable. I'll go Unbreakable. I'll get it. I'll get that off early.
That's a good.
I will say, Tyler, I appreciate you not roping me in with George in the last episode. I was listening. I'm not anti M. Night. I just think some of his movies are bad, and I think that's okay.
That's why I didn't rope you in.
I think two of them are bad.
I'm not anti M. Night as a whole. Just I'm anti the last Airbender and After Earth.
And
those
Old.
are bad.
Old's not bad.
I'm a very anti.
Old is not bad.
Anti,
it's not good, but it's okay.
I think I've seen like
The Happening's not that good either, but I guess it's a satire. It's a satire, so
No,
let me not. Let me not.
The Happening is good.
I knew Seth was going to come in with it's a satire. I already know.
It is a satire.
But listen, The Village is gas.
You can't call a movie satire after.
You say The Village is bad.
I think The Village is gas. The Village is gas. GAS.
No, I like The Village.
The Village is really good. I think it's my favorite M. Night probably, or
not Signs.
No, I like Signs, but I don't think it's better than Unbreakable, Village, or
Split.
There's another one.
Sixth Sense.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
I like Signs.
All right, back-to-back picks for me. We'll go with the one that kicked off the MCU. We'll go Iron Man, the first one, and then we'll run it right back with the movie that kicked off the DCE with Man of Steel.
Good picks.
I'll go Guardians 3. It's still available, is it not?
No, you can have Guardians 1 though. You can have Guardians 1.
Yeah, that's
I'll go Guardians 1. Yeah, that's my number 2.
Yeah, I thought you would take Guardians. That's the one I could have picked.
All right, I'm gonna go Snyder Cut.
Nice. I was about to pick that.
I need a DC movie. Why'd you do that to me?
Yeah, you'll get cultists all up in you.
Cameron.
So good pull. It's me. I feel like people have just changed on this movie like crazy. So I don't know if I want to pick it. Maybe there's another one I can go with that people just have an affinity for. No, I'll take my next highest rated, and that's Thor Ragnarok, which is still great.
Oh, that was not what I thought.
I thought you were gonna go with a different character. Is it me now? Am I the pick?
Yeah, you're the pick.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go with No Way Home.
That's what I thought he was leading up to.
No Way Home, dude. No Way Home's better.
I'm not taking it. Well, I'm not sure if I want to take it, but that's what I thought he was gonna go with. I have 2, right?
Yeah.
Gosh, my last 2. You guys have taken everything from me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I gotta get a DC one in there because like just to diversify. But my next highest. I guess I'll go. Yeah, why not? I'll go No Way Home, and then I'll go.
Fuck you.
I just have to, and then I'll go
around. To be honest,
did you take the Suicide Squad? Did anyone take that?
No. Haven't gotten there on my list yet.
No.
I guess I'll take
Not
I guess
good
I'll
enough.
take the Suicide Squad.
I still can't believe Cam didn't pick No Way Home because the way he was leading up to that was
Yeah,
sounded so
you
much-
go. Everyone switched on it.
Yeah.
I was like, that's.
I
No Way
hadn't
Home.
seen anyone
man,
switch on
I
Thor
also-
Ragnarok. I haven't seen any
I
of
think
that.
people just hate Taika Waititi now, which is a miss. Also, my Spider-Man rankings. I don't rank that the highest. I
No,
guess,
but it was just the way you said like people switch
Yeah.
up on the movie. I was like, that's clearly No Way Home.
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. I'm gonna go a little crazy here. Let's get animated. Let's go.
No,
I'm not taking one you've seen, Seth, so don't worry about
the
it.
one that I've seen.
Yeah, you've seen one, and I'm not taking it. I'll take the Flashpoint Paradox. It's the Flash movie, but better and shorter.
Oh wait, we could have. Bruh. Damn, I would have taken.
Oh my
something
gosh.
from DC. I thought. Okay. Wow. I would have taken something else from DC then.
Oh,
Okay.
there are others from DC for sure.
I'm going.
like
Soup's gonna take it now. Oh my. Oh.
Yeah, you know it. I'm going Batman Under the Red Hood.
Oh, I didn't know. I
thought
should have.
you-
I should have
that's
just.
the
I
one.
did not know that was available. I don't know why. I didn't
Yeah, I forgot about like the animated movies. I didn't think that was like
Oh
an option.
my-
Well,
I don't
I mean,
want the
Spider-Verse
Suicide
is
Squad. I
option,
would have
so why
taken
not?
that. Oh.
Yeah, why not? Also, Under the Red Hood greater than the one that Seth wants to pick if he like needs a pick.
He's taking the other one.
No, I'm not taking that anymore.
I don't
Not
think he
taking
is.
He isn't?
I was gonna take that. What you're thinking?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Superman, the original Superman. I watched it recently. Really good.
Nice.
Oh,
Damn.
okay. Christopher
There is
Reeve,
a-
W.
It's fine, IMO.
You got it at 4-star.
Nah.
It's just fine.
Dude, that's like
not a
that's
fine.
like 50th
not
on my
fine.
rankings. That's like 50th on my rankings. Like, genuinely, I'll
No.
go look.
Speaking of
Cam's out
like,
here handing
speaking of
quarters.
hating on movies people rate highly, just like it was a totally like random off comment, but I was watching Onward, Pixar's Onward the other day, and I said like, oh, it's like an aggressively average movie, and then George's like, yeah, it's aggressively average, like in the group chat. He has a 4.5 on Letterboxd.
No
It's a-
way.
It's a 4.5, and I was like, what do you even? What
I haven't
man's-
seen Onward.
He's like,
Is
yeah,
that
it's like
with
a very
Tom
middle.
Holland?
Dude, I
movie.
love Onward.
Yeah, Tom
Is
Holland,
Tom
Chris
Holland in
Pratt.
that or no?
Chris
Yes,
Pratt,
it's
Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland and Chris Pratt.
My Tom Holland masterpiece? Oh my god.
But the final pick in the draft, I have other ones higher rated, but I just kind of feel like it'd be kind of a shame if I don't pick it. I'm picking Black Panther at the final pick.
yeah, that was
Yeah, I was gonna
that had to be there.
Wow. No Mask
Wait.
of the Phantasm.
That was the other. Like, I wish animated DC was up, like open. Like, I wish I knew that was in there. I would've
That's
taken that.
really good though. It's really good.
Oh, it's
Superman.
amazing.
Superman is my 41st ranked comic book movie, so it's probably better than fine, but
It's on an 84 out of 100. So you have that many at 4.5. I didn't actually realize that.
84 out of 100 I have that. It should be like it should be like a 78, something like that. I don't know.
I haven't seen the
I
first one.
retroactively like rate so many movies, but it's fine. Who cares?
All right. For my final pick,
Wait.
this is a
Hold on.
Wait, I thought we had one more. Who have we all drafted?
Did
Oh,
we,
do we have
we
one?
go
Not
over-
just-
I think we're done, right?
So here's what I have. So I have
Yeah.
Alex, I have Into the Spider-Verse, Days of Future Past, Endgame, No Way Home, and The Suicide Squad. For Cam, I have The Dark Knight, Across the Spider-Verse, Winter Soldier, Thor Ragnarok, Flashpoint Paradox. Am I good so far on both you two?
I'm
Okay.
happy with
Supes, I have Infinity War, Logan, Civil War, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and Under the Red Hood. Right? Are those your
Yeah.
five?
Yeah,
Okay. And then, and then
a top
Seth, I have
five.
Spider-Man 2, The Incredibles, Unbreakable, Guardians 1, and the original Superman. And then for myself, we have The Batman, Guardians 3, Iron Man, Man of Steel, and Black Panther. So let us know who you think is the best. What are the biggest snubs? What are the ones that like should have
Deadpool.
Spider-Man 1 should have been
Deadpool
picked.
could have been in there.
yeah.
I don't
I was
know.
I was gonna go either Deadpool, the Tim Burton first Batman movie.
Batman
Yeah.
Returns. I was gonna go
X2
for.
is up there.
Second
I
Batman.
think X2 could be definitely a shout.
First Class, also
I like
another
Tim
X-Men.
Burton's Batman.
Avengers.
I like X2.
Oh, we didn't say
Batman
Avengers,
3?
the first Avengers. Yeah.
An uncared. Well, this is more comic book and not superhero, I guess. But Scott Pilgrim,
Yeah.
World.
Did anyone say Watchmen? No
it
one said
has.
Watchmen. Watchmen could be definitely a
Watch
shout.
mid? Watch mid.
Yeah.
Sorry. You really like. Oh, so we were talking about Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. That's the movie Seth really likes, and I really like it as well.
So great.
But I do
That's a
think
classic.
I do think both the Flashpoint Paradox and Under the Red Hood are better than it, which I think is maybe a hot take.
I think Under the Red Hood is the best that DC.
Yeah,
has
yeah. I
done.
think Under the Red
And
Hood is
then
the best.
I think there's Sub-Zero. I think the heart of like cold, wherever, like the Sub-Zero, the Mr. Freeze.
Sub-Zero.
I think it's a movie. Yeah, Sub-Zero. Is that a movie too? I think it counts too. That's a really good one.
I
think
think the Flashpoint.
Mask of the Phantasm has the best Bruce Wayne depiction to date. Or,
Yeah.
or that I've seen anyway. I think it's really, really good.
It delves into the character like we don't
It really in 74 minutes as well. It does
what
better
it means
than
to
most
be
live
Batman and everything.
Yeah, it does.
Seth, have you seen any other Batman animated movies? Like, have you seen The Dark Knight Returns or any of them?
Dude, those are fire.
They are good.
Part
No.
1 and part 2.
Yeah.
I hate seeing Superman and Batman fight though. I like the public enemies, like when they're teaming up. That's why I like Batman and Superman. I hate when they fight. Even though
Yeah.
I like BVS, but I don't like when they fight.
But their moms
might
have the
watch
same
the other
name,
one.
so they're bros.
Shout out.
Good scene. I don't want to hear anything else. It's a good scene.
It wouldn't be anywhere on my list, but shout out Aquaman because I know Alex is a big Aquaman stan. I like Aquaman.
Wonder Woman could be in there. That discussion. I think
Absolutely,
I,
Wonder Woman's in the discussion. I think.
I just don't. I think the whole Ares aspect kind of ruined it. It
bad.
definitely.
I was just
Lupin.
gonna bring up I mean, I don't think I was ever gonna pick it, but it was definitely on my list. First Class.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I really like First
was
Class.
great.
Oh, Blade. I forgot about Blade. Blade could have been up there.
No, Blade overrated.
Blade. No.
Overbladed.
Original Blade's gas.
Blade
it's
had
not-
its like 15-year
I haven't
anniversary
seen it.
the other day. All right,
It's not in my top 25, but yeah, it's good.
scroll to the bottom of the list now. Is that the?
Yep. Now we're gonna be going through the
This
worst,
is my shit. This
the
is my
worst
favorite.
superhero movies of all time.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yo, please take it. Whoever's here, someone take it, bro. And Homecoming. Take all of Tom's trilogy, please, for the memes. And don't cut that part out so no one knows that you're being serious.
The order for this draft is me, then Supes, then Seth, then Alex, then Cam. So we're gonna go 5 rounds again, snaking our way through.
Interesting.
With the first pick in the worst superhero movies of all time draft, I'm gonna go with Fant Four Stick from 2015. I think.
Definitely.
Great pick. Great pick.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
I think that's one not many people are gonna disagree with.
No, I think you're not taking a hot take there.
Okay, I'm gonna go Halle Berry's Catwoman.
No,
That's my no.
I think those are the top 2 or bottom 2. I think those are the bottom 2. Yep.
Yeah.
Seth, I'm very intrigued to see where you go here.
I'll go Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there it
yep,
is.
Go for that.
yep. Great pick. Great pick.
Honestly, I thought it'd be a different MCU movie.
Oh,
No,
true,
that's
true.
second, Cameron. That'll come. Don't worry. That'll come.
Votes wise, I think Dark World's the most consensus, like worst MCU movie though.
Okay.
Alex.
I don't know.
Is it me?
Yep.
Left me with a lot of options.
I'm just waiting for the first just boiling hot take.
Okay. I'm gonna go Batman and Robin.
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah,
I'm actually a fan of that movie.
Batman and Robin.
Listen, I get like Joe Schumacher is like a campy guy, but that stinks. Every time we get to the ice skate clicking thing, I
meet you.
I clock out every time.
It's so funny.
That movie's camp, dude. I always thought
It's
that
credit
way.
card.
It is
He's got
horrible
a
camp.
Credit card. It's crazy.
You got Arnold
It's so
like
funny.
talking about like time to be free, like just one-liners.
The credit card, the ice skates, the hockey sticks with the hockey pucks. Just that movie's like it's a movie that if you want to enjoy some substances and watch, like you could have a good time with Batman and Superman.
That movie
Or
is
Batman
such
and Robin.
clickbait, like Twitter clips. That whole movie is just Twitter clips of like "Ice to meet you," "De-ice." How did the dinosaurs die? De-ice age, like that. It's such Twitter clips.
Arnold still does great, but it's like
People love bringing that up. I have my pick at my lowest rated comic book movie, superhero movie, whatever you want to call it, ever, and that is Spawn. 1 out of 100.
That's a good one.
Spawn is ass crack, and then I got yelled at for saying that on TikTok or something when I did my rankings. I have a lot of hot takes down here. I think I'm just gonna go with like something that maybe people won't be as mad at me about. We'll go with Mr. Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. It's a bad movie. It's not my lowest rated, but it's a bad movie for sure.
Me again?
Yep, Alex.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go with 2016 Suicide Squad. Garbage.
Yeah.
Some of the worst.
Release the Ayer cut.
Life.
Fuck David Ayer.
He just won't let it go. But like I just saw another interview with him last
He's probably
night.
a nice guy. He's probably nice.
He seems like a
I like
gentleman.
Fury. I like Fury. I think Fury's good. So
Fury's great.
Fury's
all
all
right.
He's all right. He's all right.
But I saw an interview with him last night. It was like, what's like the lowest point in your life as director? I'm like, I already know where the answer is going to go. And he was like, I had such a great vision for Suicide Squad, and then it just got ruined. And I was like,
he is just whining about that thing so much. I
don't blame him, bro. I don't blame him.
I mean, I agree. The studio did like fuck him over a lot, but you like, and fuck the studios, pay your writers, pay your actors, all that jazz. But stop whining about it on Twitter 8 years later. It's his claim to fame is the Ayer cut. That's my biggest.
It's all Batman versus Superman's fault. That's the only reason that it got ruined.
I know.
Seth, you're next.
I've only got a couple words, but I want to get it in there. That's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yeah.
Has to get in there.
I wanted to take it.
Yeah.
He just wants to throw out any MCU.
He's cooking. He's cooking. Though.
Those
I mean,
two-
it's not any
yeah.
MCU.
That's my worst
it's
MCU.
Consensus worst ones.
Iron Man 3 is
It's not-
worse. Thor: Love and Thunder is worse.
Iron Man 3 is not worse than
Quantumania is the worst MCU.
Dude,
Iron
Iron
Man
Man
is
3
the
is
worst
actually
MCU
underrated
movie.
in retrospect.
Iron Man
Iron Man 3 is so
stinks.
good. The way it
Stinks.
delves
Yeah,
into
it
PTSD,
Stinks.
like all the aspects of Iron Man. Hit the restore. No,
Dude, this might be a
I'm not
steaming
wearing
hot take. In retrospect, I might take Iron Man 3 over Iron Man 1. Like that's how much I
Whoa,
love
that's
Iron
He's
Man
a
like,
3.
listen, he's low key, kind of
Yeah.
cooking. Like at the same time, like I don't know if I agree with it, but like Iron Man 3 is gas.
Definitely
No,
over
that's
Iron Man
crazy.
2.
That's
Definitely over
crazy
Iron Man
as well.
2.
Guy Pearce as a villain, and you're not
Fair enough.
there for it. Come on,
Rebecca
Mickey
Hall.
Rourke was a villain in the second one, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I
but
have,
he was that
I have
Iron Man
Iron
just
Man
stinks.
3
I
as my
want my
second
board.
most rated
I want my
MCU
board.
movie, I think.
Supes, what was your Supes? What was
Yeah.
your take on Quantumania? It's been so long, I forgot. Did you like it or not like it?
No.
Yeah.
Which one?
Like
Well
I thought Jonathan Majors, you know, he did his best to give his best performance as Kang, but I mean, the big thing for Quantumania for me is that the film just had so much potential.
Mhm.
Like they had so much they could have worked with Scott, you know, trying to get back the time he lost with his daughter. Didn't talk about that the whole freaking movie. Wasp, what was her story in that film? Wasted William Harper Jackson. I believe that's his name.
Yeah,
Completely wasted him.
him. If you've seen what is it?
The Good
Happy
Place?
Place. He's
The Good
awesome.
Place.
The Good Place. That's it. The Good Place. He's awesome.
And even though Jonathan Majors did give a good performance as Kang, like by the end of the movie, Kang is still less intimidating than he was at the end of Loki. So I you know, the only thing that the movie was focused on was setting up the future of the MCU, and in retrospect, it didn't really do that well. So
I think what people I hope this is the
opportunity.
right saying. I think what people you know, Supes, you're a polarizing guy, you know, like people just like to find a clip of Supes and then like get like mad on Twitter just for clicks, right? So everyone likes to like just find a like Supes having different opinions. I feel like when Supes when you put out your first review, it was very clearly like, I don't like this movie. I'm spinning it in a positive way, but I don't like this movie a whole lot. And people just like to find clips and be like, oh, Matt Ramos said this, clickbait. And it's like, shut up. Like he clearly didn't really like this movie. And now that you're saying you didn't like it, do you agree with me or no?
Yeah, for sure. Cause I don't know, like, dude, I don't like to kill people's hype for things. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
like for my spin on it, and I still view Quantumania, like when I watched it, like my view of it was like, yo, this is probably a good episode 1. It's a good start to phase 5 to set up what's to come. But as a standalone film that's supposed to end the trilogy, it didn't do its job. And I said that when it came out. So
Your review is the opposite of George's then, because he didn't want to kill people's hype. His was crazy. It was so fucking funny, man. George's review.
I think he started off the review going, "Yikes!"
In my opinion,
I love George though.
I couldn't spin it in a positive way either. I was pissed. I was like, "There's no way this is what they set up."
So shit.
it's still
Like,
not that bad.
Enough with these movies that like are stepping stones. You know what I mean? Because like I feel the same way with all the Ant-Mans. Like everyone says they're a breath of fresh air.
No.
Breath of fresh air.
The
Um,
first
like-
Ant-Man is the only good one, bro.
And like
Ant-Man.
you don't base movies off of like, oh, there was Infinity War, and now there's Ant-Man and the Wasp, but like now I can watch Infinity War and have a breath of fresh air. No, as a standalone movie, it stinks. Sorry,
The first one was okay. The first one.
no,
was
the
okay.
second Ant-Man and the Wasp stinks.
Dude,
Oh yeah, I didn't like.
Okay,
that
this
one.
might be a hot take. That one is worse than Quantumania.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, dude.
once
Yeah.
again, they're both
Dude,
like, they're
rewatch that
turds.
movie. That movie is an entire
Not
game
good.
of tag. It's everyone running around
There's no
with this
villain.
little
There's
building.
no villain, bro. There's no villain whatsoever.
We
It's horrible.
we
Yeah, there
still
is.
don't know who
Fucking,
that business
Do
dude
not
was
count
working
Ghost as
for.
a villain.
it's what's his name? He's got a funny name.
Memorable
Walter
villain.
Goggins. Walter Goggins.
Oh, yeah, he's like a
Yeah,
country
yeah, the
car
evil
salesman.
business
Like
guy.
a Dibadome. That's what he
I
is in
think
the movie.
all of the MCU movies, and this is just me being MCU shill, are still like higher. Even like I know Seth hates Thor: The Dark World and Quantumania. Every movie we
anymore.
mentioned, like they're still so much higher quality than these. Like than fucking Catwoman. Like come on, they're just different.
There's an
tiers.
artistic vision though with that, clearly. With the basketball scene.
I definitely.
I think Batman and Robin over Quantumania and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
You're crazy, man.
I would. 100%
Yeah, I would.
I
Joe
would.
Schumacher clearly
You
has
can
a
actually have fun
style.
with those films.
No,
Like,
no.
who was the director of the Quantumania? Peyton Reed? Is that the? Am I getting this
Yes,
right?
it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
good.
I just know that like they're like the studio is controlling all that because I don't see any vision with like those
Bro,
two movies.
I mean, I don't think he has a
The
vision.
thing with Batman versus Robin.
I don't want to be that mean, Seth. I don't.
The
I
thing
mean,
with
maybe-
Batman versus Robin is you're laughing at the movie. You're not laughing with
No,
the movie.
No, but I
You're
think
laughing
it's
at it.
bad. But I
meant
think
to be
low-key
campy.
part of it's purposeful. Like,
No.
It's purposeful.
No,
Yeah.
Alex, you can argue like the happening. Okay, you can argue that's fine. Batman and
Yeah,
Robin is
like-
purposeful. It's campy. It's purposeful. That's
listen,
it- it's meant to be that.
I love going to the woods and finding me some camp. You guys know I love Malignant. It's one of my top 10 horror movies of all time.
No,
But, like,
I don't like Malignant.
well, Seth, you're ruining everything.
Oh,
Now.
I
do like
you
James
like Malignant.
He was trying to be
I
on
do
your
like
side
the
there,
one.
Seth, and you're just shooting him down.
I know.
Yeah, like I can't
just
believe you
get
do that to
though.
me. But yeah,
I know.
Malignant's
I
like
just
top
get
10
that. I do like James
Wan
Wan though, so you should take that. I do like James Wan. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I like him.
But yeah, anything like purposely camp, I kind of give a pass to. But like Batman and Robin is one of those purposefully camp
a
movies that
bad
kind of just
movie,
stinks. It just stinks.
Just
for
a
me.
bad movie.
Supes, your second
I'll
pick.
do it. My second pick, I'm gonna go Blade Trinity.
Yes.
Oh,
good-
Yeah.
good one.
That's a W pick. Yeah.
I should have picked that.
Is that the third
great
one in the Blade series?
Yeah, that's the third one.
I have a lot of hot takes down here. I'll review
I have like there's some easy ones that like I could take and I just know but like probably people haven't even seen.
Yeah, that's the
that's
problem.
There's like one that I want to take that like probably no one's really seen, but
Yeah, I have like hot takes I could go, but I'm gonna go.
But I kind of want to go the hot take route.
I'm gonna go with for my
I'm
next
gonna
pick.
go-
No, it's not you, sir.
Is it me? Is it
No,
not
it's
me?
not you.
What
It's me.
order. Where are we?
I get
at?
my back to
What
back.
order is it? Where
Okay.
am I?
You get your back to
Yeah.
back.
Everyone did their second pick. Now I'm doing my second pick. I'm
Oh,
doing
okay.
Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
bad
go
movie.
Yeah.
Horrible movie. I'm
Some
with you there.
cool effects
That was on my list.
with the flaming skull, but that's about it.
Yeah, did you see that clip go like that? It's like MCU perfect shots. It went viral this week, and everyone's
Mhm.
freaking out. Like him transforming.
Oh,
Good
yeah, with the
effect.
fire
No,
on his
good,
face.
yeah, good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Good effect. There is 130 other minutes in that movie that are bad. Like, it's
Yeah.
just people lose it on Twitter, man. I
I'll,
hate
fo-
Twitter.
I'll
Gross
follow
cookie.
that pickup with the Justice League.
Yeah.
Great.
Ooh.
Bad movie.
I'm not saying that.
And then we're
Great
back to
pick.
Supes.
I'm gonna go Electra.
Yeah,
Damn.
I thought
Damn it.
Cam would have taken that.
I have it pretty low. I went off order a little bit for that Green Lantern pick.
Seth.
Is it me? Sorry. There's a few here, but I feel like they're so less known. I'll just go Thor: Love and Thunder because like keep the
like that
MCU
pick.
going.
I think me and
Thor
you are
was like
lower
my
on it
big
than most people.
club.
No.
I love
I
this.
did hate Thor:
I
Love
don't
and
think it's
Thunder.
that
That's
bad.
not. No, I did hate Thor.
The
Love and
goats
Thunder.
aren't
That's not me,
funny.
Like, being like,
No, I know.
I hate.
Top
I don't think
five
you didn't
all
laugh at
time
the
worst,
goats?
though.
You didn't laugh at the goats?
No.
No,
Taika
Top
Waititi.
five all time
Surprisingly
worst,
not.
though?
No, it's 70%. That so the problem is they just take a flip from Ragnarok, right? They go like
yeah, exactly. I like Ragnarok.
60% comedy, 40% heart, and 60% heart, 40% comedy, and they just flip it for Thor: Love and Thunder, and it doesn't hit as well. But I don't know if it's this low.
The
Yeah.
movie ages like sour milk. I won't lie.
That's fair. That's fair.
I only watched that a few months ago as well. Like, 3
Seth will
months
never
ago.
watch that movie again unless he's held at gunpoint. So,
No,
Um,
will I ever watch that film again? Crazy.
am I up? Am I?
Yep,
Am I
it's you, Alex.
I guess I'll go. Did anyone take Daredevil yet?
Nope.
No.
I'll take
Daredevil?
Daredevil.
Yeah.
With Ben Affleck.
Daredevil.
What?
Yeah.
Don't tell me you
They're
like
amazing.
that movie. You call him.
Oh, I'm
Daredevil.
thinking of Deadpool. I'm thinking of
I like
Deadpool.
that movie. I don't think it's one of the worst. Like, I still think there's a ton of other movies you could have
That
taken.
movie stinks.
I've never
that
seen
thing
it.
stinks.
I'm thinking of something else. Doesn't matter.
I get 2
I'm
now.
there.
Yep.
I'm worried if I go like niche picks, I won't get any votes. Like I'm
It's
all
not as
I'm only
Go
here-
the hot takes.
It's fun.
Well, for now, this won't be a hot take, but next I'll take the Supergirl movie.
Ooh, yeah.
What's
that's a good one.
1984. It's bad.
That's
it's like in
I
the
didn't know that existed.
yeah no.
No,
The
it's
Supergirl that appeared with
myself.
Christopher Reeve in The Flash.
Yes,
He has a movie.
Yes, she has a movie. I think I've seen every live action comic book movie ever made. I think.
Comic
Have you seen
book.
Captain America from like the 80s or the 70s or whatever.
I didn't know that was a thing. So this is
Yeah,
why
Oh,
I'm
that was like a CBS show.
Yeah, or I don't know. It's like it's a horrible
CBS.
thing. that
I haven't seen the shows. I've seen the movies. So I have a lot like here that are just random crap, but I'm not going to pick them. Next one's going to be a steaming hot take because I get 2 right back to back.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Michael Bay inspired live action 2014 TMNT.
Are they super? Yeah, I guess they are. Yeah.
Right? They're superheroes, or no?
The fact that you're slandering my guy Michael Bay is not sitting well with me.
That's a bad movie, man. I'll be right back. It's a bad movie, though.
Alex.
Cam.
Did they have 2 picks? Or was that 1?
Did
no,
he
he
take-
did
did he
2.
take
He
both?
did Supergirl and then he did TMNT.
Oh, okay.
There's some obvious ones, especially some recent ones that I could choose. I guess I'll go with. Did anyone take X-Men Origins Wolverine? That shit stinks as
Nope.
well.
No.
No, I was gonna say that.
Stinks.
Cool opening scene. That's about it.
The claws look like they're like Party City like quality.
I'd take it over the Wolverine.
Oh man, that hurts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'd take it over the Wolverine.
Wait, is that the one with Will.i.am in it? Is that
Yeah.
the one?
Origins, yeah.
That's crazy.
And Ryan Reynolds is like Deadpool, but like Deadpool has like his mouth sewn shut, like his whole character. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
It has its moments, man. I'm gonna go.
Oh, wait.
I'm gonna go.
It's Seth, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
My
Seth.
bad.
Is it me?
Yeah, you're up.
Oh,
Fourth pick.
I'll go like Captain America: The First Avenger or some shit. You know.
W. I hate that movie
no
too.
way
I
you
know
think Captain
we're in the
America
minority,
versus
but
Avengers,
I
like-
hate that movie.
No, the thing is, I actually have it like a 2-star. I just think it'd be funny on a draft because it'll get views that way. You know, it's easier.
Okay.
All right, fine. And I know my next pick then. Okay, I know my next pick for what I'm about to do.
Spider-Man Far From Home.
I'm clickbait. I'm clickbaiting
All right,
the hell out of
Supes,
this
your
next one.
fourth pick.
Alex, do it for us for views. That's what you should do.
All right.
You know what to do.
All right. I'm gonna go Wonder Woman 1984.
Yeah,
Good
Yeah.
pick.
it's
Wait,
bad.
isn't that
Bad
good?
movie.
Oh no, that's the.
It's not a good movie at all, but for some reason, it's like a 2-star. Like I didn't hate my time watching it, even though I know it's not good. But for something about it, I think it's just the '80s vibes gets me no matter what, like Stranger Things, all that kind of stuff. So it's me, my back-to-back final 2 picks. Shit. Yeah, interesting. So we're gonna go with.
Give us something hot. Do it.
Yeah, I think this last round's for hot takes.
Yeah, true. I'll
Yeah,
do-
hot takes final round. Hot takes final round.
Okay, fifth round. Okay, so then my 4th round pick, since this isn't the hot take, we'll go Spider-Man Lotus. Kind of a sleeper
No, do
pick.
not count that movie. That movie does not count on this list.
I don't know. I feel like it was kind of.
We're not
Yes,
giving
it
them
does.
credit. That was not a film. That was something else.
That
you
was
watch it?
Racist propaganda.
That was out of spite. It was horrible.
No, I didn't even have that on my list planning it, but it just popped in my brain. I was like, "Oh, that's a sleeper pick," but I'm not gonna pick it because I genuinely haven't seen a single second of it. So I can't pick it. I'll pick a Marvel movie. It's led by a woman. It is not Captain Marvel. It's Dark Phoenix. Try to throw a little curveball there. Dark Phoenix is such
That's
an
a good
ass
pick,
movie,
yeah.
man.
yeah,
So
Dark
bad.
Phoenix. Yes, you're not wrong.
Okay, and then hot takes final round. Okay, if we're going hot takes final round.
Do something good.
I mean, I don't have anything that's like a scorching hot take on here, but
Yeah.
I'll go. Okay,
Misinformation.
this is a hot take because I know some people love this movie, but I know a lot of people hate it. But it's a hot take to a lot of people, and I'll say Ang Lee's Hulk. I do
No,
not like
I
it.
agree.
film.
I agree.
Good film.
I
Do not
agree.
like
W
it.
take.
Also, I don't think that's a hot
take.
take. You know, I think that's a hot take for me saying I like it.
It's not just
Yeah.
you though. It's not just you. There's a lot of people like
Is it not?
movie reviews. Man on TikTok always says it's like super underrated.
Dude,
You're
yeah,
cooking.
I'm just
I
going
like
off.
that.
Like, it's not like a 2.
You're cooking with that take. That
No,
movie
yes,
is
that movie's bad.
whack.
That
No,
movie-
that's
No,
Eric.
no,
That's
I
Eric
like it.
Bana's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Wait,
it.
are they
Yeah,
in
I'm
the,
a
is
fan
that
of
the
that
movie where
film.
they're also on like the nuclear?
Wow, Matt
Yeah.
Dobbs.
Okay,
No.
you know what? That
Film,
movie stinks, but it's not the worst thing ever.
No, it's my 107.
That movie's campy.
Bad.
Soups. I'm
Also,
excited to hear what your hot take is.
he fights the absorbing man, right, or something? That's
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you know what? It's dog shit.
It's
but not
better than
that-
MCU's Hulk.
Dog
Better than
shit.
MCU's
No,
Hulk.
it's
Nah,
not.
no,
it
it's
is
not.
not.
Yeah.
No, it is
Yes,
No, it's not.
by far.
I'm having an aneurysm today.
Soups.
All right,
my
yeah, I'm gonna go Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ah,
That was that.
Oh shit!
Damn you! Oh my gosh! Now I have to just go with a straight
yeah.
hot take.
Fun
That was-
fact. So Ant-Man is of all the comic book movies. So like a list of over like 150. I have Ant-Man at 58, and I have Ant-Man and the Wasp at 57. I have it higher than Ant-Man by 1.
Wow. I
liked
think I liked it a little less, but not nearly enough to put it on this list. It's
Seth's
not
pick,
me though,
Seth's
right?
pick, yeah.
It's okay. It's Seth.
Avengers: Infinity War.
Yeah.
No, I actually quite like. I like it.
Seth, if you say Far From Home, they probably would believe you. So you
Yeah.
might as well do it.
No, because I like Far From Home. I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Seth is
Far From
good,
Home
man.
is good. It's
Seth's
good.
good.
It's
It's good.
I don't like Far From Home.
I'll go.
Who you?
I don't like it either. It's okay.
Wait, which is
It has its moments
Whiplash?
for sure.
Which is the Whiplash?
best
Is that Iron Man
Iron
2 or 3? That's 2, isn't it?
Two is the worst.
I'll go Iron Man 2. I'll go Iron Man
Yeah.
2.
The MCU fans are going to come for Seth, man. I'm telling you.
They always do. Have you seen?
Yeah, true. Damn, every one of his picks was on
They're going to
TV.
attend. They're going to be like, dude, Seth would rather watch like a Bulgarian 1969 black and white film than an MCU film. What a
Yeah, and
loser.
they're damn right.
They're gonna come for you, man. They're gonna see your letterbox top 4 and they're gonna have really a conniption. They're gonna have a heart attack, bro, seeing that shit.
Alex, what's your hot take?
Those
Final
aren't
pick.
real movies.
Oh, my hot take. Damn, I really wanted Quantumania, but because I know that would go crazy. But I guess I'll go the MCU route because I know it gets It's the clickies. And this is not necessarily the worst, but I'm not high on this film at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really give a crap.
No.
I'm gonna go. The first Thor was in the thing, but I'm gonna go Doctor Strange.
Yes,
wow.
Win. That's a big win. I like that.
I'm going Doctor Strange 1.
That's
I was
gonna be
very
my
less in that movie. Mads Mikkelsen was wasted, and Multiverse of Madness solos.
I agree. That's a
I
good
can't believe you're
thing.
such a James Wan stan, but a Scott Derrickson hater.
Yeah.
No. Sorry.
That's a bad take, but
I like that pick.
This is not like near the bottom of my list. It's 98 out of my like 150. But it's a hot take to say it's that low. I think I'm gonna go the original Fantastic Four. Mid-ass movie.
Whoa, die.
I'll take.
Chris Evans, like
I'll take.
as Johnny Storm is an L. Like that's
I thought that
Rotten
was
Tomatoes
low
stand. Rotten Tomatoes stand.
Mid movie. What is
not a mid-
that on Rotten Tomatoes? Is it bad?
awful
Oh,
take.
yeah.
The
Awful
first,
take.
thought
yeah,
that
the OG Fantastic Four movies are
You
like
could
at
have said the
like
Rise of Silver
10%.
Surfer. I would have been
Really?
fine with that. If you said
Rotten Tomatoes is cooked. Oh no, this is the 2015. They're cooking with that.
I thought the 2005 Fantastic Four was hated. People like that.
I grew up with that. I love that.
I like
the
that.
second
I
one was-
movie.
the second
No,
one-
I think people very clearly know like it's not my fifth lowest rated superhero movie. It's a hot take, but I don't think it's very good. I think everyone always is like Ian McGruff is the best Reed Richards. Bring him back. He's fine. He's nothing special. And then everyone's getting off to Jessica Alba Wood. That's all they want is just to say Wood. Watch this movie to be a clickbait. They're like, yeah, Jessica Alba. Remember when she was naked in the streets? Boo.
You know, it would have been a great fifth pick for like a hot take because a lot of people love it, even though it is an ass movie. Is TASM 2? That would have been one of the
I
ruffled
thought about that too.
feathers.
I can't do that to Andrew Garfield. I
I
love
nearly
Andrew
picked
Garfield.
Homecoming. Homecoming.
Dude, I'd put TASM 2 over Far From Home, Homecoming.
No. Listen, like
Over TASM 1.
no, it's not.
Not better than
TASM
TASM.
1's better, and I think TASM
TASM
2
1
is
is
better.
better.
I
Outweighs the
cry
bad.
every time, but like it's not a good movie. Like it's
The best of TASM 2 outweighs the bad, and the best of
No,
TASM 2 is some of the best over any Spider-Man movie.
I know.
really.
No,
I mean,
the
like,
best
the
is
best
so
is,
small
like,
though.
the Emma
It's such a
Stone
small
stuff.
the Emma
amount of
Stone
it.
part saves that movie.
Like that end
From
shot
being,
of like the web
almost a half
caching, like
star.
is the best. One of the best things in Star. And
It
Some of the
it
shots are
saves that
really
movie
cool.
from being a half star. I'll give you that. It saves it. From
okay, you're doing too much now.
No, I have it. I have it at 2 out of 5.
But
Like,
Dane DeHaan in that movie is. I can't believe they had him.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll give you that.
screw you, Spider-Man! Like you won't give me your blood. Oh, horrible stuff.
In defense of TASM 2, when I saw on Twitter they posted the side by side of like the clock tower shot of Emma Stone versus the Zendaya falling down, and like Spider-Man 2 definitely or TASM 2 had way better
no
visuals.
no one is
Kinda has, like,
arguing. That is a
shot.
good scene. No one's arguing. That
That's-
scene brings it from a half star to a 2 star.
Dude, best visuals, best Spider-Man action,
Phil
best
Phillips.
Spider-Man web swinging,
Philip
best
Phillips.
CGI,
Everyone always says the TASMs have the best
performances.
best
Yeah.
Spider-Man like swinging scenes, and they're all like highly edited, where you increase like the what is it, the like
Smoothing
layers or something, or you just increase it like crazy, so it looks super edited. I forget what it is, man, but they always have it.
They
Super
look better than anything that Tom or Toby had.
No, Toby's got some
Listen,
bad-
Toby's
debatable.
like
Toby's
Toby's
debatable.
the only one in the discussion because Thomas had horrible swing scenes. Like,
Yeah, I
they
agree.
haven't given a good one. Besides,
You
like,
should have been a
even
Spider-Man ranking. That'd have gone crazy. You should
That
have.
would have been.
Is
Supes.
TASM 2 the one that randomly ends with like Rhino being introduced, like just
Yes.
out of
Yeah,
nowhere?
No,
amazing
no.
villain.
Rhino's in
amazing
the
villain.
movie.
Paul
Rhino's
Paul
in the movie.
Giamatti as the
Paul
Rhino
Giamatti.
casting. One of the best casting in superhero history.
That was camp.
That's so bad. Also, Far From Home, best live action Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's
Thought?
crazy.
That's
crazy.
awful. That's awful. for
Best
me.
live action Spider-Man
When
movie.
literally Spider-Man 2 exists, like why would
Spider-Man
I-
2 is by far.
Spider-Man 2 is the best by like.
I've already lost
Not by
all my
far, because
lag.
Spider-Man 1 is barely under Spider-Man 2 for me. I think both
Spider-Man-
are
I
already
Yeah,
have
Spider-Man, I
Far
like
From
that
Home
too.
and Homecoming
It's
about
both of
Spider-Man
those.
1, I think.
Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Yeah, no.
Every
Yeah,
single
Spider-Man
Tom
1 and 2
Spider-Man.
are best.
Every single Tom
Spider-Man
Spider-Man is better than every
slams
single Toby.
Far From Home.
Yeah, that's some
You cannot
like,
believe that.
9-year-old taste. Not
Yeah,
that.
you can't
Every
actually
single,
believe
every
it.
single
That's a
Tom,
crazy take.
every single Tom is better than every single Toby. John Watts, better Spider-Man director than.
Bro is channeling his inner C-Jax right now, just making
That's
those takes to
crazy.
get
That's
clicks.
crazy.
No, he's joking.
He's trolling.
These are
He's
real takes that I believe. This is probably in any movie, I probably have the most lukewarm takes. This is the hottest I get.
You believe John Watts is a better superhero director than Sam Raimi?
Than Sam Raimi?
That's crazy. That's absurd.
You think like no,
because I would say I think the Toby Spider-Mans are better directed, but I think the Tom Holland Spider-Mans are better acted and better stories and just saying.
Better acted?
You think Spider-Man
stinks.
Better acted?
Fucking
that's the direction of the film.
45-year-old Spider-Man running around. Oh, he looks just like my
Andrew
kid.
Garfield's literally older.
39?
Bro, yeah, they were so bad they had to bring back the villains.
Andrew Garfield looks young.
There's no way, dude. Spider-Man 2 is a film that constantly just keeps getting better as time goes on as you get older.
Tobey Maguire looks 35.
So does 1 and 3. I think so do 1 and 3. I think
Dude,
Three is
overrated.
good too.
3's good.
Three is good.
Listen,
so
honestly,
bad,
3 is no different
Sandman
from the first two
looking
in
at-
terms of the camp. It's no different besides the fact that it's more messy. If Sandman was the only character like the villain, it would have been a bang.
Sandman's a
The
good
new
villain.
Goblin,
Sandman's such a good
the
villain.
new Green Goblin is James Franco sucks in that movie. Bad Green Goblin. Bad.
I have
Green
nothing
Goblin.
left but Spider-Man.
So bad. Look at his.
Hey, we can all agree Zendaya is the worst.
And gives him his hands.
You're telling me at the end of Spider-Man 3 you weren't getting hyped when
You
freaking
don't
New
like
Goblin
Sandman.
comes in and
Sandman.
saves Peter?
Dude, that was
No.
probably the most
Horrible.
I've ever been in a movie theater.
But I was like 6 or 7 when I saw that for the first
Hey, hold on.
Yeah,
Let me cook though.
I
Let me
know
cook.
you were
We
gonna
can
say
all agree. We can all agree Zendaya is the worst love
Number
interest in
one.
any of the movies.
Number 2.
Yes,
Number 2.
definitively.
Emma Stone's
Definitively.
one. Emma Stone
Zendaya's
solos
the worst,
everything.
Kirsten Dunst.
Remember
Remember in
Actually, maybe
Spider-Man 3?
MJ in the
MJ
Spider-Man movies
stinks,
is the worst part of that trilogy, in my opinion.
Kirsten
MJ is the
Dunst,
worst part of
MJ?
those movies.
Which one?
Bryce Dallas Howard, Gwen up here too.
Very
No,
very
like
bad.
MJ in the
Very
Raimi
bad
trilogy.
Spider-Man thing to punch your girlfriend.
I like
Yeah,
Kirsten Dunst.
pretty cool.
I
too.
like
she's
her.
great
I'm
actress,
sure she's
but,
the
like,
worst part of that trilogy.
Yeah,
Maybe.
she's written horribly.
Yeah, worst part of the trilogy. Maybe.
bad trilogy.
Yeah,
Well-
Cam has bad Spider-Man
Well,
takes.
let's do a recap of this worst superhero draft, because I think the draft itself wasn't that crazy of hot takes. The discussion after the draft is where the hot takes really
You
started.
should have
flowing.
done Spider-Man right.
But Tyler, my picks were Fant Four Stick, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, The Justice League, Dark Phoenix, and Ang Lee's Hulk. Supes hit us with Catwoman, Blade Trinity, Elektra, Wonder Woman 1984, and Ant-Man and the Wasp. Seth hit us with Thor Dark World, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, Thor Love and Thunder, The First Avenger, Iron Man 2, Alex Coleman with Batman and Robin, Suicide Squad, Daredevil, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and Doctor Strange. Crazy. And then Cam hit us with Spawn, Green Lantern, Supergirl, TMNT. Which year was that TMNT? Like 2016, 2014? 2014. And then Fantastic Four from 2005.
Yeah.
Whew.
Just clock Seth only did MCU movies.
That was,
I was like, wait a minute.
everyone knew.
Everyone knew it was gonna happen. Seth is anti big theme park ride franchise movies.
Liar. Guardians.
Seth constantly refers to these as theme park movies. They're not real art to him.
You're not doing this.
Did no one
I like
take? Okay, I
MCU.
was surprised no one took. I was gonna take Steel with Shaquille O'Neal, but I
Dude.
didn't even see that.
Max
And then also,
I thought about
no one
putting
took
it on the
Morbius.
list for sure.
No one took Morbius. I was surprised.
I haven't seen Morbius.
More billion.
That's the thing about Seth though, with like all his picks being MCU, is I think like 90% of the superhero movies Seth has seen are MCU because he did the whole MCU ranking.
Yeah,
I feel like
this
there's a lot
is
of
the
DC
thing.
you haven't seen and so and Marvel you haven't seen.
Seth,
At the
have you
same time,
seen?
though.
Seth, have you seen Suicide Squad 2016?
Yeah, I got it. I got it a 2-star. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it.
That thing's the reeks.
No,
Like
no,
the
but you have-
beginning of that movie is one of the worst like ways to start off a movie in like I've ever seen in my life. It's literally nothing but like licensed music, text on screen to like explain the characters like
Yeah.
traits and everything,
hate
and
that.
it's horrible. It's some of the worst I've ever seen in my life.
Well, with that's all we have planned for the episode today. So before we leave, Supes, pimp your stuff. Where can people find you? Where do you want to send people? Oh shit, we got a baby. Cam, I thought you said you were a single dad this weekend. The baby was gone.
Yeah, they came home to take a nap, and he didn't nap the entire time we were recording. So I have a monitor. I've been like watching him just roll around and yell the whole time. So I figured I'd finally go get him. Supes, he's a big fan. He loves your content, man. He watches it all the time. He's just huge Supes guy. So he had to come on and say hi.
Raising him right.
Yeah, Supes. What do you want to pimp? Where can people find you?
I'm on TikTok at Supes, Instagram at the Real Supes, Twitter at the Real Supes, and then on YouTube at Supes. Thank you guys for having me on the pod. This has been a blast. I could be on here for like another 12 hours. So much love. And yeah, follow, subscribe to ReelTok.
Hey, shout out. And then Alex, where can people find you?
TikTok, Alex Colemann with 2 N's, and then obviously follow the letterbox. It's the same thing as my TikTok. If you go to my TikTok, my link tree, you don't have to do it, but my link tree has all my things, YouTube, everything. Don't forget, pay the writers and actors, studios. I'm looking at all of you. And what a debut from Supes, man. What a debut from the Matt Ramos. What a guy. I'm going to clap it up again because absolute legend. I'm glad I got to do it with them. I'm glad I'm back here because I thought I was going to get the 1-day contract and never come back. But I'm here to annoy you guys some more. I'm like a rash. I don't go away.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, you're officially a recurring guest now, so you'll have to be on a lot more. In Supes, of course.
I'm like the sitcom. Like I'm a reoccurring character in a sitcom, just coming back.
6
I'm
men
not
of the
part
year.
of the main cast.
Yeah, for sure. Well, both of you will definitely have to get on again in the future. Before we close, executive producers, shout out to our patrons, the executive producer tiers. We got 7mod Jeffy, Alexander Biscardi, Ben Leggy, Ben Hansey, Brody Young, Cody Whitney, Dakota Buckner, Dean Katamanidis, Dylan Ship, Ferdinando 4, Hamish Edwards, Jimmy O'Connor, Jordan Gagg, Josh Hines, Luke Deerhog, Oscar Trinick, Reese David, Remy Walker, Rocco 1.0, Sean Morales, Stefan Johnson, Trey Artsy, Will Kim, and Zach Graves. Shout out to all of you for making this possible. And then again, thank you so much, Supes and Alex, for joining us for this episode today. And that'll be ReelTok episode 51. Check out, we have a link tree in the description or a link in the description to like a giveaway we're going to be doing for our 1-year special next week. Because obviously next week, episode 52, the 1-year special, we're all going to be back. George is back from his big fat Greek wedding, and we're going to have a 3-hour special next week, which we're filming tomorrow. So boys, you got a 1-day recovery night. We're filming our 3-hour special tomorrow. So get your rest in. We got another grind tomorrow. But thank you guys for watching. Alex and Supes, couldn't thank you guys enough for being here. And with that, we'll see you in the next one.
We are honored.